Chapter 98. Xiaofan didn't think that he would be discovered by the golden-armored monster even after hiding in the cave at the bottom of the lake for 3 days and 3 nights. Just because of a slight fluctuation in his emotions and a trace of fear, he was exposed. The monster was really too powerful. He was able to make use of some completely negligible clues to kill someone. Moreover, Xiaofan hid patiently for 3 days and 3 nights. Didn't this golden-armored monster also wait for 3 days and 3 nights? This kind of patience was chilling. This made Xiaofan think of the saying, "Under the monster, there are all living beings." However, Xiaofan found that the golden-armored monster in front of him seemed to be a bit weaker than when he first met him. Xiaofan's eyes showed a hint of suspicion. "Oh. You're really smart. You noticed that my aura has weakened, right?" The golden-armored monster said slowly. "How should I say this? The me you're facing now is not my main body, but just a clone of mine. You may not understand what I'm talking about. But you only need to know that even if it's 1/5 of me, I can still kill you. It's enough for you to know this." 1/5? Clone? Xiaofan's heart moved. This guy in front of me is actually not a real person? It's similar to a mirror image and projection, but only 1/5 of the main body's battle strength? The saber intent cut off the fear and many negative emotions in Xiaofan's mind. What replaced it was calmness and burning battle intent, as well as a terrifying and tenacious desire to live. Only 1/5. Then I might still have a chance to live. Xiaofan's spirit had already been tempered to the point where there was no dust or dirt. It was sharp and would not be easily defeated. A simple sunset lingered on the surface of Xiaofan's body. After 3 days and 3 nights of hiding in the cave, Xiaofan's true qi was fully replenished from the battle with Lu Feng. He was full of spirit. The terrifying feeling of life and death caused his entire body's potential to be stimulated crazily. His fighting spirit was even stronger and his 10th true meridian was actually stirring. "Did you kill the others?" Xiaofan asked as he took out his saber and held it in his hand. A violent saber aura rose. "You're a monster hero from another empire. You actually dared to openly sneak into the Fire Beacon Empire. Aren't you being too unscrupulous? I'm afraid you'll be buried in this strange land." "Oh. First level true qi. Under my pressure, your fighting spirit actually rose steadily. Amazing." The tone of the golden-armored demon warrior was filled with praise. "In my experience, you are." There was at least a 50% chance that he would become a fiend hero. TSK, buried in this strange land? He actually knew the tactics of psychological attack and intimidation. However, these little tricks were useless against a demon hero. Remember, never try to destroy the faith of a hero. On the contrary, this would arouse the endless anger and fighting desire of the evil hero. A mere beacon fire empire, I can come and go as well. Apart from a few great sect masters and a few high-level evil heroes of the imperial family, no one can stop me. Moreover, your people. I was busy fighting for the North Xian demonic monarch, so I had plenty of time to decide whether to stay or leave. Well, I have to say, I admire you more and more. Feel free to barge in. Let me see how much potential you have." The golden spear on the back of the golden-armored monster jumped as if it had a life of its own. The golden-armored monster held the golden spear and pointed it diagonally. It hit the sky, and the golden light was as bright as the sea. Endless ancient inscriptions appeared, and the scene of the ancient sacrificial rites was displayed. A shadow of a god rose from the head of the golden-armored monster. Boom! The ground in all directions began to sink. Fight! Xiaofan was ready to risk it all. The saber in his right hand flashed, and the true qi saber aura slashed out. Wherever the saber aura passed, the ground collapsed, and boulders were suspended in the air. Buzz, however, this true qi saber aura was twice as fast as the speed of sound, but it instantly disappeared into the golden light, like a clay ox falling into the sea, and there was no more sound. Oh, so you are a saber user. The speed of the true Qi saber aura can reach 680 sabers in a breath. Not bad, but you are not qualified to survive from my hands. The golden armored monster said slowly. He did not attack immediately, and his body remained motionless. You have 3 chances. I will let you make 3 moves. In these 3 chances, if the potential you show does not meet my expectations, then I will end your life. That was the first move. You only have 2 chances left. Die. As soon as they exchanged blows, Xiaofan completely forgot his fear. With a thought, a wisp of saber intent suddenly formed. It was like an evil dragon breaking through the air, devouring everything, and suddenly slashed at the golden armored monster. The speed of the saber aura reached 4 times the speed of sound. This was one of Xiaofan's killer moves. He made a prompt decision and released it. Saber intent? The spear in the golden armored monster's hand trembled slightly, and golden runes diffused out, wrapping around the wisp of saber intent. In an instant, the saber intent dimmed and gradually sank. However, at this moment, Xiaofan had already rushed towards the golden armored monster. The saber intent has just reached the small success stage, but it is still not enough. You only have 1 chance left. The golden armored monster stood like a boulder. His whole body was surrounded by golden light, like the setting sun, like the sunset, and the songs chanted by the ancient ancestors during sacrificial ceremonies sounded in all directions. It had the smell of the twilight of the gods. Solemn, solemn. Destroying the ages. Xiaofan did not use the saber. Above his head, the light of true Qi shot up to the sky. The void was broken, and a phantom of the Son of Heaven appeared, looking down on the common people. Anger. Suddenly, Xiaofan's entire aura became furious. The whole world seemed to be crawling all of a sudden. It was trembling. The golden light dimmed for a moment. The dragon was furious. When the Son of Heaven was angry, the clouds moved in all directions, and the mountains and rivers turned to ashes. Xiaofan's body was burning, bathed in the true Qi fire. He was like an angry Vajra, and his strength was rising. It was violent to the extreme. Huh! The golden armored monster was finally moved. Xiaofan punched out. He burned all the true Qi in his 9 true acupoints. In exchange for anger. In exchange for a punch. His strength increased by 9 times. All in one throw. Puff. 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 Before the fist arrived, the wind from the fist had already completely uprooted and torn the ground where the golden armored monster was. The golden armored monster floated in the air. Clang! In an instant, another wisp of saber intent slashed towards the golden armored monster at close range. This happened suddenly and caught him off guard. It was a sneak attack. Heh, interesting. The golden armored monster gently moved his spear, and endless golden light swallowed the wisp of saber intent. However, bang! Xiaofan's thunderous punch. It smashed into the golden armored monster's chest. Ka ka ka, the golden armored monster took 5 steps back, each step causing the ground to sink. Clang! The spear in the golden armored monster's hand fell to the ground. At this moment, Xiaofan had burned all the quintessence in his 9 true acupoints, leaving not a single drop behind. He had even risked his life to send out a strand of saber intent to launch a sneak attack. It could be said that he had used all his trump cards. In the end, he lay on the ground, panting heavily. He was sweating profusely, and his mental energy was extremely fatigued. He was like a candle in the wind that could be extinguished at any moment. All of my true Qi has been used up. This feeling of being hollowed out is too unbearable. It's as if I'm going to die. Xiaofan was extremely weak. Pa pa pa, applause rang out. A fist mark several inches deep appeared on the chest of the golden-armored monster, and the spear fell to the ground a few steps away. Very good. I've ignited all my Jinqi and risked my life to increase my strength by 8 times in an instant. Oh, no, it's 9 times. There was no anger on the golden-armored monster's face. Instead, it was full of praise. To be able to force a clone of mine to this extent, young man, you're very amazing. I have to say. Your ruthlessness has won you your life. If you only had the saber Dao and saber intent, then you would already be a corpse. If you had even the slightest bit of it, then you would already be a corpse. If you have any reservations, then I'll kill you. I admire your determination to stake everything on a single throw. I'll make an exception and not kill you. Heh, I really want to see how far you can grow in the future. What? You won't kill me? Xiaofan raised his pale face and looked at the golden-armored monster. Right now, Xiaofan didn't even have the strength to stand up. There's nothing strange about it. This time, I snuck into the Beacon Fire Empire mainly to try my luck and see if I could snatch the North Profound Demon King from the hands of your Beacon Fire Empire. I'll also teach you a lesson. I've already killed a lot of half-step true Qi cultivators. As for you, I originally wanted to kill you, but your talent has exceeded my expectations. Maybe in the future, you'll become a very interesting demon hero. The golden-armored monster's eyes suddenly revealed a thoughtful expression. Young man, remember, burn your true Qi to exchange for power. Don't use it unless it's absolutely necessary. Also, with the initial stage of saber intent, you can easily kill a normal true Qi realm martial artist. But for a demon hero of my level, it won't have much effect. Unless the saber intent is tempered to the middle stage. But the saber intent is void, and to reach the middle stage is very uncertain. If you want to become a demon hero in the future, you need to master some trump cards and secret killing moves. You're not strong enough yet. You can only say that you have the qualifications to become a demon hero. But there's a high chance that you'll die in the cruel selection. After saying that, the golden-armored monster picked up his spear and walked away. When he passed by Xiaofan, he stopped and immediately placed 2 palm-sized, crystal-like dazzling spirit stones beside Xiaofan. Young man, remember, be careful. Don't die, or I'll let you go for nothing today. Ha ha ha. After saying that, he was already far away. This. Xiaofan casually grabbed 2 spirit stones, which were surrounded by endless rays of light. These 2 spirit stones contained the purest true Qi. It's a true Qi spirit stone. It's actually more than 100 times more true Qi than an ordinary true Qi spirit stone. And it's extremely pure. Is this the top-grade true Qi spirit stone that senior brother Dongfang Qin mentioned? Xiaofan was wild with joy. He inserted the 2 beautiful top-grade true Qi spirit stones into his true acupoints to replenish his overdrawn true Qi. After a short while, Xiaofan stood up, recovered some true Qi, and murmured, "The demon hero is really temperamental. The fiendish hero is really temperamental. One moment, he wants to kill me, and the next moment, he gives me a true Qi spirit stone of the highest grade. I really don't understand. However, it makes sense when I think about it. The fiendish hero is too powerful. For someone of my cultivation, there is no difference whether I kill or not in front of him. It's all based on my thoughts. And I will definitely become stronger. One day, I will become a demon hero." This time, Xiaofan had benefited a lot from the battle with the golden-armored demon hero. He had accumulated valuable battle experience, and his spirit had been refined once again. The 10th true acupoint also had a feeling that it would collapse at any time. Phew. Xiaofan let out a mouthful of turbid air, used his movement technique, and ran towards the Sunset Mountain range. Along the way, Xiaofan did not sense any demon aura. This fork in the road was empty and desolate. Only Xiaofan was running at full speed. It seems that all the tribes of the North Profound Demon King have entered the Sunset Mountain Range. I wonder if the North Profound Demon King has been killed and divided by the various forces in the past few days. Has that Demon King Qing Lin also entered the Sunset Mountain Range, or is he hiding in the dark, waiting for someone to devour? Xiaofan closed his eyes slightly, and the monstrous demon aura, scarlet and fierce demon eyes of Demon King Qing Lin appeared in his mind. If Demon King Qing Lin covets the demon egg in my heart and goes all the way from the western region to the southern region, then this time, there will be many experts gathered in the Sunset Mountain Range, including demon heroes from other empires, such as the golden-armored demon hero. If I can take advantage of the situation and capture Demon King Qing Lin in one fell swoop, that would be great, and I will have no worries. All kinds of thoughts came one after another in Xiaofan's mind. 2 days later, Xiaofan finally arrived at a vast plain. On the east side of the plain stood a majestic imperial city. It was magnificent, as if it had fallen from the sky, and the city walls were undulating like mountains. There were countless palaces in the imperial city, and there were faint roars of auspicious beasts. There were a large number of birds and birds flying in the sky. What a royal demeanor! On the west side of the imperial city, there was a majestic mountain range that looked like a crouching dragon. There was demonic aura rising from the mountain. At the foot of the mountain, countless experts formed their camps. The powerful rays of light and the glow of treasures, the divine rainbows, and the mist made the sky look magnificent and beautiful. Some powerful treasure characters and ancient runes appeared in the sky. The world was silent, emitting the tension and suffocation before the final battle. I've finally arrived at the Sunset Mountain Range. As expected, there are many supreme experts gathered here, and they are all extraordinary figures that can make this land tremble. Xiaofan looked around and saw Dongfang Qin and the others. He quickly walked over. It seemed that the operation to encircle the North Profound Demon King had yet to begin. Chapter 99. Xiaofan went through a lot of hardships and obtained a slim chance of survival from the hands of the golden-armored demon knight. Finally, he arrived at the Sunset Mountains. At this time, the setting sun mountain range was filled with demonic qi. The human experts were guarding at the foot of the mountain. A storm was brewing and they were about to make their move. They were going to snatch and divide up the dying giant of the demon race. Bei Xian Demon King. Xiaofan quickly rushed to the Pure Rain sect's camp. Junior brother Xiaofan, you're here. Not bad. It seems that you have experienced a tough battle and your spirit has been tempered. Just by looking at your eyes, I can tell that your bearing is much better than before. Dongfang Qin looked at Xiaofan with satisfaction and nodded. Junior brother Xiaofan, you've used up a lot of your true qi. You can sit down and rest. Leave the Bei Xian Demon King to me. Yes, senior brother Dongfang. Xiaofan did not waste any time. He sat cross-legged and looked around while absorbing the 2 supreme-grade true qi spirit stones in his true acupoints. Senior brother Xiaofan. The beautiful young woman from before had also managed to survive. She sat down next to Xiaofan. You've reached the true qi realm? Xiaofan was shocked. The delicate and beautiful young woman's entire body flowed with an otherworldly glow of treasures and immortal radiance, and her spirit and bearing had undergone a complete transformation. She was undoubtedly in the true qi realm. Xiaofan observed the state of her vitality. 3 true acupoints had been opened in her body and were glowing. Other than the beautiful young woman, there were 2 other inner disciples of the Pure Rain sect who had broken through the barrier and reached the true qi realm. One had opened 2 true acupoints, the other had opened 3 true acupoints like the beautiful young woman. Only 13 of the 50 inner disciples of the Pure Rain sect were left. The 30 who left Xiaofan seemed to have all died. They were not among the 13 who survived. The 13 who survived were all born from the 20 inner sect disciples who stayed by Xiaofan's side in the end. Senior brother Xiaofan, thank you for letting us follow the people of the Medicine King Valley. The beautiful young woman looked at Xiaofan with gratitude and lingering fear. After we entered the fork, the golden armor demon king arrived very quickly. The golden armored monster quickly arrived. Its might was unstoppable. A golden light flashed by and a life would be reaped, not even leaving behind a corpse. But very quickly, a true Qi realm expert from the Empire appeared at the fork, seemingly to receive the disciples of the Valley of the Medicine Masters. The Empire's true Qi realm martial artist repelled the golden armored monster, allowing us to survive. Moreover, under the pressure of the golden armored monster hero that was as deep as the abyss and the sea, Lin Yun didn't dare to fight back. Among the 20 of us, 3 of us managed to break through and ascend to the Zhenqi realm. But we also lost 7 people. Yes, you guys are half-step true Qi. Now that he had accumulated enough, all he needed was an opportunity to reach the doorstep of Zhenqi realm. This time, our Pure Rain sect has gained another 3 true Qi realm cultivators, adding to our foundation, Xiaohan said with a nod. Then, Xiaohan looked at the other sect's camps. The Mingjian Villa's side was led by Man Xingyue, who cultivated the Big Dipper Great Sword technique, and had more than 10 true energy realm martial artists under him. As for the half-step true Qi, less than 10 people survived. But among these 10 people, there were actually 5 who had reached the true Qi realm. Xiao Yunrong was also among them. She sat cross-legged with light rising from her head. Bright pearls and beautiful jades, solemn and dignified. With a quick look, he saw that there were 6 5-pointed star true acupoints in her body. Light and sword Qi were surging around them. This was no small matter. These disciples who had just entered the true Qi realm were tightly protected. Especially Xiao Yunrong, who was personally guarded by Man Xingyue. Lu Feng's injuries had also been healed, but his face was pale. There was not even a tenth of his true Qi left. His eyes were filled with resentment and hatred. Coincidentally, his gaze also turned and met Xiaohan's eyes. Xiaohan ignored Lu Feng's vengeful gaze and only looked at Xiao Yunrong. Yunrong was indeed a genius. She had opened 6 true acupoints when she had just entered the true Qi realm. She was no different from senior brother Fong Ling back then. She was an outstanding sword cultivator who had comprehended sword intent. Once she advanced to the true Qi realm, her future would be limitless. As for Lu Feng and the others, they would soon be overshadowed by Xiao Yunrong's halo. This time, the Mingjian Villa has a total of 5 true Qi realm martial artists. This foundation is indeed stronger than our Pure Rain sect. Xiaohan was secretly surprised. Looking at the 8-point hall side, the outstanding swordsman Lu Yiming was overseen by more than 10 true Qi realm swordsmen. However, none of the half-step true Qi realm swordsmen were left. Even Li Yuan, who was at the peak of level 1 true Qi realm and had opened 10 true acupoints, was not present. Perhaps he had been killed by the golden armored demon warrior. Lu Yiming's expression was extremely gloomy. His eyes were filled with ferocity and killing intent. The Blazing Flame sect, one of the 5 major sects of the Beacon Fire Empire, also had experts present. However, their numbers were relatively small. The leader was a young man whose entire body was surrounded by flames. Above his head was the 9 heavens true fire. His divine aura was like the sea and the hymns were like the tide. He was an existence that could compete with experts like Dongfang Qin, Lu Yiming, and Man Xingyue. He must also be a demon warrior. As for the Medicine King Valley, there was no one present. Where are the people from the Medicine King Valley? Xiaohan frowned and asked the beautiful young woman. The people from the Medicine King Valley had just arrived at the Sunset Mountains and entered the palace. It is said that the Medicine King Valley is inextricably linked with the Empire. Senior brother Xiaohan, don't worry. Your 2 dainty little beauties from the Medicine King Valley are safe and sound. They have already entered the imperial palace. The dainty young woman smiled sweetly, looking extremely flirtatious. Xiaofan was a little embarrassed and looked away. Apart from the people of the major sects of the Beacon Fire Empire, in another camp, there were a few supreme experts wrapped in divine light and steaming with auspicious aura. There were runes flashing all over their bodies. Their aura was very dangerous. Some of their eyes even had the sun, moon, and stars, shattering the void. They were all powerful experts. Senior brother Xiaofan, there are a few people over there. They're all monsters from other empires. They're after the North Xian demonic monarch and they've already gotten into a fight with the core members of the Beacon Fire Empire. They almost fought, said the beautiful lady. What about the people of the empire? Xiaofan asked curiously. This time, the empire seems to be watching the fire from the other side. So far, no experts have appeared. Or maybe they want to take advantage of the situation. Moreover, this time, there was a golden-armored demon warrior following us and hunting us, but the empire did not react at all. This matter is worth pondering. The beautiful young woman frowned. Okay, let's do it. In another camp that didn't belong to the forces of the Beacon Fire Empire, a tall and sturdy man stepped out. His body was covered in red mist, as if he was bathing in heavenly fire. His true meridians surged with turbulent energy. He said harshly. The stalemate has been going on for a few days. If we don't do it now, things might change. You are giving the North Xian Demon King time to breathe. How stupid. Wuxia, you are a demon warrior from the Dark Shadow Empire. Today, you have crossed the line and interfered with the hunt for the North Xian Demon King. I hope you don't die in the Beacon Fire Empire. Lu Yiming of the Ba Huang Temple roared with dissatisfaction. Ha ha ha. The other demon warriors from the other empires laughed wildly. Lu Yiming. You have also been to other empires and even other regions to hunt demon generals and demon kings. Your Beacon Fire Empire can't swallow the North Xian Demon King. Why don't you give us a share? Plus, every demon king is a great treasure. Those who are capable can have it. What do you mean by crossing the line? Wuxia sneered. Those who are capable can have it. Then let's fight. The North Xian Demon King will belong to my Pure Cloud sect. Dongfang Qin's battle intent surged. His body was surrounded by light and an ancient aura surged. A black luan rushed out from his body. It was a 20-zhang long luan. Its black feathers looked like they were made of divine iron. They were glistening and the earth trembled when it let out a cry. Its roar could shatter mountains and rivers. Its murderous aura made people's souls tremble. This black luan must be an ancient ferocious bird species. Senior brother Dongfang Qin is so fierce. Xiaofan clicked his tongue. He could feel that a single feather of the black luan could crush a mountain. Let's do it. Man Xingyue of the Mingjian villa shot out a sword qi from her head. She was extremely beautiful and the Big Dipper shone brightly. Majestic mountains, palaces, skies, and oceans appeared amidst the blurry sword lights. We should have done it long ago. After dragging it out until now, they still had to attack together. Ha ha ha. A 20-zhang long crystal centipede rushed out from the body of a demon warrior of another empire. It shook its head and tail and spat out green light. At this moment, boom! 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 Above the imperial city, a total of 8 primordial beasts suddenly flew out. There was a Qilin, a Baian, a Xieji, a Taotai. Although their bloodlines weren't very pure, the pressure they exuded was overwhelming, enough to cause the clouds to tremble and the mountains to change colors. Each of the giant beasts was pulling an ancient bronze chariot. The chariot crushed the void and there were warriors wearing generals' armor standing on it. Their auras were as vast as the sea. The river of time and the epic aura filled the air. These giant beasts, chariots, and warriors looked like they had walked out from an ancient painting. The dust of history was shaken off and it was a ghastly and shocking scene. All the powerful figures had finally made their move. Apart from Dongfang Qin, the 10 true Qi realm cultivators of Pure Cloud sect did not show any signs of making a move. Instead, they guarded Xiaofan and the 3 newly born true Qi realm cultivators. This is a battle between the most powerful cultivators. People like me can't interfere at all. They are too powerful. There are many demon warriors among them who are going to use their divine abilities to fight against each other. Some of them might die. Xiaofan was completely tense. The North Mystic Demon King is not someone I can covet. I thought too simply. Moreover, the scariest thing is that Demon King Qinglin is hiding in a dark corner, waiting for an opportunity to strike. North Mystic Demon King. Die. A powerful figure was the first to make a move. A giant true Qi giant palm print appeared out of thin air. This true Qi giant palm was blood red in color, as if it was created by fresh blood. It was about 20 acres in size, and it was filled with ferocious aura. It let out the miserable wails of the cuckoos and cries of blood apes. It had 7 fingers, and each finger was as heavy as a mountain, capable of shattering everything. Moreover, on each finger, there was a word dripping with blood. 7 fingers, 7 kill words. Kill. 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 7 killing palm print. Asterisk boom. Asterisk the entire sunset ridge started to shake and the mountain started to crumble. A single palm print could crumble a mountain. This was simply an ultimate killing technique that could dominate the world and shake the wind and clouds. Demon race. Die. In the next moment, the sky above the sunset ridge cracked open and a leg appeared. It was a golden leg that was carved with countless inscriptions and the word treasure. The leg was about 10 acres in size and was surrounded by a divine light. It looked like the leg of an ancient barbarian. Just one stomp. Suppressing the mountains. The entire space collapsed, disintegrated, and turned into chaos. Asterisk bang. Asterisk the sunset ridge was done for. Broken into pieces. Pieces of the mountain were reduced to dust. Roar. The roar of a demon came from the mountain. The next moment, the handsome North Mystic Demon King flew into the sky with a pair of wings. His body was more than 20 feet tall and his snow-white skin was pulsating with a demonic and noble luster. Below the North Mystic Demon King, there were countless demon generals and demon soldiers floating in the air. Terrifying demonic aura radiated from the sunset ridge. Endless demonic light swept across, turning the mountain rocks and the air into ashes. Kill. The North Mystic Demon King has appeared. Kill it. Lu Yiming, the most powerful cultivator of Ba Huang Palace, slashed out a 10 feet long golden saber chi. Endless saber light appeared in the depths of the void. The saber chi traveled for hundreds of thousands of miles and was supported by the saber intent that could slash through the void. Its speed was countless times faster than the speed of sound and it slashed towards the North Mystic Demon King. Ghost and God Annihilation. This saber technique is too powerful. Xiaofan was stunned. Fortunately, there were 10 true Qi realm cultivators guarding them. Otherwise, Xiaofan and the others would have been turned into blood powder by the aftermath of the battle. The golden saber chi directly slashed towards the North Mystic Demon King. The golden saber chi hit the Beast Emperor. Swoosh! The North Mystic Demon King produced countless afterimages and illusions. The North Xian Demonic Emperor created countless shadows and illusions. The next moment, moving like an illusion, North Mystic Demon King. He still has such a magical demonic technique despite being seriously injured. However, he will definitely die this time. The ancestral land of the Beacon Fire Empire is in the eastern region, not the southern region. You should know that the eastern region is far more prosperous than the southern region. Compared to the eastern region, it is not an exaggeration to say that the southern region is an uncivilized land of barbarians. This time, I have finally reached a consensus with some of the higher-ups of the ancestral land. In the future, it may be possible for the Beacon Fire Empire to return to the eastern region. This time, we trapped the North Mystic Demon King in the Sunset Mountains and caused many forces to fight for him. It is just a small lesson for the various sections. Your Majesty is wise. The Sunset Mountains. The entire Setting Sun mountain range had been completely and utterly destroyed, leveled to the ground. All the tribes of the North Mystic Demon King, countless demon generals and demon soldiers had been turned into dust. Under the powerful attacks of all the powerful figures, the seriously injured North Mystic Demon King was finally hit after struggling for a long time. Puqi. The black phoenix formed by Dongfang Qin's true qi could shatter a mountain with one claw, and its attack speed was extremely fast. With one claw, it finally pierced through the illusory movement of the North Mystic Demon King and tore his body apart. Boom! The rose-red demon blood brightened the surrounding color. Pieces of it shot out like a hurricane. Roar! The North Mystic Demon King finally let out a miserable howl. Swoosh! The 200-foot-long crystal centipede suddenly shrank, and its body was surrounded by green light as it pierced through the remains of the North Mystic Demon King. Bang! It exploded. The body of the North Mystic Demon King exploded. In the blink of an eye, a bright object that was thousands of times more beautiful than any gem in the mortal world burst out from the shattered body of the North Mystic Demon King. It was a palm-sized crystal. It was close to amber in color, and its entire body was flawless and spotless. It contained countless ancient demon clan runes. Seal script. Pure demon chi was circulating. It was dazzling. The crystal even displayed the ancient demon race nation, along with countless images. There were altars. There were countless powerful figures of the demon race. There were the reproduction and civilization of the demon race. It described the origin and rise and fall of the demon race. Demon Emperor Crystal. North Mystic Demon Emperor Crystal. This is the supreme crystal created by the body of the Demon Emperor with a pure bloodline. It contains the purest bloodline and energy of the demon race. It's a priceless treasure. Snatch it. This is the essence of the North Mystic Demon King's life. It symbolizes its status in the upper echelons of the demon race and the supreme nobility. All the powerful figures made their moves. The entire world. The sun surged, and the divine light flashed. All kinds of ferocious birds and giant beasts formed by true qi began to fight to the death. The supreme sword qi and saber qi, palm imprints, and fist techniques began to collide with each other in a destructive manner. Even the war chariots and ancient savage beasts floating above the palace. They all attacked together. The other super powerful figures who were watching were also ready to attack. Countless divine lights appeared in the sky. Pairs of blazing eyes and torrential rays of light poured down from the sky. What? At this moment, Xiaofan couldn't help but stand up. He only felt that the demon egg in his heart and the demon monarch's palm tattoo on his left arm had established a special connection with the North Mystic Demon Emperor crystal in the smoke of war in the distance. The demon egg was jumping. The demon monarch's palm tattoo was throbbing. Senior brother Xiaofan, you? The beautiful young woman next to him. She looked up at Xiaofan. Senior brother Xiaofan, this level of battle is no longer something we can participate in. It's not something we can participate in. Senior brother, please sit down so that you won't be attacked by the aftermath of the true qi. Bang! Dongfang Qin's black phoenix exploded the crystal centipede and grabbed the North Mystic Demon Emperor crystal with its sharp claws. Boom! The huge golden foot in the sky stomped down, and the wind and clouds exploded, a golden saber chi instantly pierced through the golden foot, the Big Dipper was spinning, and the sword chi was like a tide, invincible in the world. The battle was extremely chaotic. However, an extremely strange thing happened. The North Mystic Demon Emperor Crystal actually dodged the attacks and snatches of all the powerful figures with a small space jump. The next moment, swoosh, this extremely beautiful and dazzling crystal, which represented the bloodline and status of the North Mystic Demon Emperor, flew towards Xiaofan at a speed faster than light. Clang! The North Mystic Demon Emperor Crystal instantly fused into the Demon Monarch's palm tattoo on Xiaofan's left arm and embedded into a groove on the Demon Monarch's palm. Buzz, the demonic light on Xiaofan's left arm flashed and disappeared. This. Xiaofan was shocked. Lifting his head, he saw that the countless experts had stopped their attacks and were all looking at him. Oh! Young man from the sect, did you put the North Mystic Demon Emperor Crystal into your true cave? What method did you use? Even I didn't see it clearly. The true Qi realm powerful figure from the Raging Flame sect took a step forward and walked towards Xiaofan. His eyes were filled with endless greed and passion. Hand over the North Mystic Demon Emperor Crystal. This. Xiaofan couldn't help but take a step back. P.S. Thank you everyone for your support and rewards. Thank you, Third Alliance Master, Soul Guiding Menjiang. I'm extremely grateful. Thank you to all the brothers who supported me. Chapter 100. The North Mystic Demonic Emperor Crystal was coveted by countless mighty ones and they fought tooth and nail for it. Xiaofan, an outsider, somehow managed to obtain it. The scene instantly became extremely quiet. Every almighty had their attention on Xiaofan, including the mysterious supreme experts who had yet to appear. In reality, at this moment, even Xiaofan himself was stunned for a short period of time. I didn't do anything, but I actually obtained the North Mystic Demon Royal Crystal. What's going on? That's right. The culprits must be the demon egg in his heart and the demon monarch's palm tattoo on his left arm. However, I'm afraid the current situation is a little bad. Xiaofan instinctively took a few steps back, right at this moment. Some abstruse and obscure characters of the primordial demon race flashed across Xiaofan's mind. Furthermore, the North Mystic Monarch Beast Crystal had merged with the Monarch Beast's palm tattoo on Xiaofan's left arm in an extremely short period of time, completely becoming a part of Xiaofan's body. Young man, hand over the North Mystic Demon Emperor Crystal. This is a great treasure of the demon race. You won't be able to keep it. Do you understand the principle of treasuring a jade ring a crime? Today, if you don't hand over the North Profound Demon Emperor Crystal, there's a high chance that you will die here. The eyes of the true Qi realm expert from the Raging Flame sect were filled with greed and madness. He approached Xiaofan step by step, the dawn fire around his body burning everything. Xiao Hensong, stop right there. If you take another step closer to that youth, don't blame me, Full Star Moon Sword, for not showing mercy. Man Xingyue raised the long sword in his hand, the tip of the sword pointing straight at the back of the true energy realm mighty cultivator from the Blazing Flame clan. The Big Dipper rotated, brewing a murderous aura. Young man, come to my side. With my saber in hand, no one dares to hurt you. Lu Yiming of Octaterra Palace also moved towards Xiaofan. A few heroes from other empires. They exchanged glances with each other. Murderous intent surged from their bodies, and they were ready to strike. In the direction of the imperial city, 8 ancient bronze war chariots pulled by 8 wild beasts were also coming towards Xiaofan. In the time it took for a breath, Xiaofan seemed to be in a storm whirlpool, and also like a lone boat swaying and drifting in the raging waves of the sea. At any moment, he could be destroyed. A violent pressure. Xiaofan was being pressured from all directions. Damn it! This time, he had become the target of public criticism. This North Mystic Demon Emperor crystal is mine now, but these guys are bullying the weak and trying to snatch it from me. How despicable and filthy. However, I, Xiaofan, have no reason to spit out the things I've eaten. Not only did the pressure not destroy Xiaofan's willpower, it even aroused his anger and indignation. Who dares to bully a disciple of our pure maiden sect? Dongfang Qin roared angrily. The 200 feet long black one had already flown above Xiaofan's head. Dongfang Qin stood on top of the one. He looked disdainfully at everyone. The North Mystic Demonic Emperor crystal has already been obtained by my junior brother Xiaofan. It has an owner now, so who would dare to touch it? That means declaring war on the Pure Cloud sect. My Pure Cloud sect has stood strong for 10,000 years, so we won't cower. At this moment, Dongfang Qin's battle-intent sword and his eyes were like an ancient demonic bird. He swept through the entire field, looking very impressive. Endless light shrouded them. He protected Xiaofan. Dongfang Qin, we have nothing to say if you obtain the North Mystic Demon Emperor crystal. However, this junior brother of yours did not participate in killing the North Mystic Demon Emperor crystal. He obtained the supreme treasure and cannot convince the masses. Furthermore, his realm is very low, only at the first level of true qi, which is insignificant. He does not have the magnanimity and virtue to possess the North Mystic Demon Emperor crystal. Hand it over. Otherwise, this matter will not end well. A demon hero from another empire stepped forward. With every step he took, his aura skyrocketed. Furthermore, his body continued to grow taller. His entire body was covered in golden light and instantly grew to more than 10 feet tall. He looked like a heavenly god and the ground was cracked by his footsteps. Nonsense. Whoever dares to make a move, I, Dongfang Qin, will make them bleed. Die without a burial place. Dongfang Qin was extremely domineering and did not take a step back. Junior brother Xiaofan, don't worry. I will protect you. The sect will protect you. Heh. Dongfang Qin, you are not qualified to say such words. Do you think you can stop us by yourself? You overestimate yourself. Forget it. If you insist on doing this, the Pure Rain sect will lose a demon hero. Another demon hero from another empire stepped forward. There was a blood-red palm above his head. It was 20 acres in size and filled with ferocious aura. The palm had 7 fingers and each of them had a ferocious and terrifying kill word on it. Its murderous nature was shocking and it could kill people and ghosts. Young man, as long as you hand over the North Mystic Demon Emperor crystal, the empire will guarantee your safety. As for the demon heroes from other empires, there is no possibility of them getting their hands on the North Mystic Demon Emperor crystal. On the empire's side, on the 8 ancient bronze chariots, a middle-aged man who was as burly as a mountain and was wearing a general's armor let out a muffled roar. A world of lightning was brewing in his eyes. It was no small matter to produce tens of thousands of lightning when he was angry. At this moment, PFFF. In the sky, a cluster of white clouds was cut open by the sword Qi. A young man in hemp clothes with his hair tied up and a sword on his back walked out with a majestic gait. Every step he took, a sword Qi lotus bloomed and the sword roared. The space crystal wall was cut by the sharp sword Qi. Fang Ling is here. The most terrifying sword cultivator in the history of the Pure Cloud sect. I also want to see who dares to touch the disciples of my Pure Cloud sect. Fang Ling said indifferently. A ray of light shot out and protected Xiaofan. Junior brother Fang, you're here too. Good, very good. I haven't fought alongside junior brother Fang for a long time. Dongfang Qin smiled and nodded at Fang Ling, N. Senior brother Dongfang. Fang Ling nodded slightly. Senior brother Fang is here too. The 2 great demon heroes of my Pure Cloud sect are here. Xiaofan was overjoyed. However, it was hard to say if Fang Ling and Dongfang Qin could stop so many demon heroes in front of them. Sigh. Fang Ling, Dongfang Qin, don't make a mistake. The two of you together are still not enough. Lu Yiming of the Eight Desolate Palace sighed. His eyes flickered with a murderous intent that was ready to make a move. He thought, I should take this opportunity to kill Dongfang Qin and Fang Ling together. From now on, the Pure Cloud sect will never be able to recover. It was even possible for the sect to be removed from the 5 major sects of the Beacon Fire Empire. It's a pity that eldest senior brother is not here. Otherwise, none of these people will survive. Dongfang Qin shook his head with slight regret. Don't talk nonsense. Make your move. Seize the North Profound Demon Emperor Crystal. One of the demon heroes of the other empires could not hold back and made his move. Shockingly, a terrifying gap was torn open in the sky, and a giant golden foot surrounded by divine light suddenly stomped down. It directly stepped on Dongfang Qin and Xiaofan, who was on the ground. Boom! 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 The ground collapsed. It sank. There was only chaos in all directions. How dare you! Dongfang Qin roared, and the black phoenix turned into a ray of light. It directly drilled into the giant golden foot. Poochie! 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 The entire giant golden foot cracked like porcelain and shattered into powder in the blink of an eye. Make your move. In the next moment, lightning intertwined, runes were densely covered, and endless light was blazing like the sea. All kinds of demon birds and fierce beasts rushed forward. Xiaofan, Dongfang Qin, Fang Ling. They were surrounded by the whirlpool. The space was in an unstable state of collapse. It was on the verge of collapse. Endless airflow and pressure were squeezing. The other 10 True Qi Realm cultivators of the Pure Rain sect were protecting 3 initial True Qi Realm disciples and 10 inner disciples. They dodged to the side. This level of battle was not something they could participate in. Young Master Ziyu looked deeply at Xiaofan with deep hatred as he thought to himself. Xiaofan, you will die here. The curtains of the fierce battle began. Soon, the 8 True Qi Realm cultivators of the Fenghua Empire royal family. They also joined the battle and besieged Dongfang Qin and Fang Ling. Although Dongfang Qin and Fang Ling had extraordinary combat power, they were outnumbered, and in an instant, they were tired of defending. Swoosh! A blazing light directly pushed Xiaofan away from the wings of the Black Luan. Catch that kid! In an instant, dozens of True Qi palms grabbed towards Xiaofan at the same time. These dozens of True Qi palms, all of them were a few acres in size and suffused with the glow of dawn. They were covered in symbols and coiled with rainbows, and they were extraordinary. Dongfang Qin and Fang Ling were besieged by a few foreign heroes and couldn't help Xiaofan. At this moment, Gaga Gaga, a bone-chilling sinister laughter rang out. In the next moment, a pair of scarlet demonic eyes suddenly opened in the void. Puff! 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 All the True Qi palms were shattered into pieces at the same time. Boundless demonic aura shrouded this area. The wind was howling and everything was in a state of panic. A young man with red eyes walked out of the void. He wore a snow-white robe and was around 25 or 26 years old. His face was as beautiful as jade and his facial features were very delicate. His black hair was scattered casually and each strand was light and agile. He gave people a quiet feeling, like a jade tree made of snow. Demon Emperor Qinglin. It's Demon Emperor Qinglin. The world was filled with demonic aura. It penetrated deep into the wood. Every chivalrous hero present was suppressed by this demon. Xiaofan couldn't move in the demonic aura. All of you don't move. Otherwise, I will start a massacre. Demon Emperor Qing Lin smiled gracefully. Whoever moves will die. All the chivalrous heroes looked at each other. They all stopped attacking and moving. They didn't dare to move at all. Demon Emperor Qing Lin was at his peak, unlike the severely injured North Mystic Demon Emperor. He was a true demon overlord. His roar could shatter mountains and rivers, and he could shatter space with a single finger. Moreover, Demon Emperor Qing Lin was known for his attacks. His demonic saber had the power to destroy the world and had killed countless heroes. Very well. This young man belongs to me. Gaga gaga. After shocking everyone, Demon Emperor Qing Lin looked down at Xiaofan and laughed. His demonic aura soared into the sky, causing the clouds to move and the mountains to change color. Damn it, Demon Emperor Qing Lin is here. It looks like he's here for me. I can't fall into his hands, or he'll cut my heart open. I'll get the egg. Xiaofan's mind raced. Unfortunately, his body was suppressed by the demonic aura and he couldn't move. Otherwise, his body might be destroyed by the demonic aura. At that moment, Demon Emperor Qing Lin, I really don't understand why you risked your life to come to the southern region from the western region. Since you're here, then stay. Die in the southern region, just like North Mystic Demon Emperor. Suddenly, a loud battle song was sung. A blazing sun appeared above Demon Emperor Qing Lin's head. An ancient god sat in the sun with his eyes closed, brewing the power and dignity to destroy the world. A young man with a face that looked like he was carved out of stone attracted all the light in the world, bathing in the divine fire. He was like an ancient god descending from the sky. He swept across the world. The sun shone down on the world. Every ray of sunlight displayed the rituals of the ancient people. Emperor of Sun, it's you again. Demon Emperor Qing Lin roared. You're really haunting me. Demon Emperor Qing Lin, since you dared to come, then die here. I've been waiting for you. Do you think we don't know that you've sneaked into the southern region from the western region? A cold voice was heard beside the Emperor of Sunday. The next moment, roar. An ancient dragon roared. It came from the sky. Then, the void was torn apart bit by bit, as if some ancient beast was about to come out and descend into the world. Pft! 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 Finally, a bone dragon completely shattered the void and appeared in the sky. This was a 300 long bone dragon. Every single bone was densely inscribed with dragon characters, and they were filled with an ancient history and an eternally unchanging aura. Its pressure was deep like an ocean. It was a young man in a yellow robe. He took a step forward. The civilization of the ancient dragon race was brewing in his eyes. His body was bathed in dragon chi, and his every move was filled with irresistible majesty. The world was big, but he could control it. Boom! The 100-feet-long bone dragon suddenly disintegrated and turned into a bone saber. It was held by the young man in the yellow robe. Dragon Bone Divine Saber. Dongfang Qin blurted out. Damn it! Emperor of Sun, Dragon Bone Divine Saber. They're all here. Demon Emperor Qing Lin finally showed his deep fear. The next moment, alright, I won't play with you anymore. I'll just take this young man away. What's so fun about the southern region? It's not as good as my western region. Demon Emperor Qing Lin grabbed Xiaofan with his right hand. Die. Demon Emperor Qing Lin will die here. The Emperor of Sun and the Dragon Bone Divine Saber attacked at the same time. Boom! Inside the blazing sun, the god who was sitting cross-legged suddenly opened his eyes. A ray of sunlight pierced through the heaven and earth and shot out from the god's eyes. Swish! The Dragon Bone Divine Saber slashed out a saber light. The saber light instantly turned into a huge dragon with horns on its head. It swept through the 3,000 great worlds and crushed them. It shook the sun and moon and broke the space. I'm not afraid of you. Demon Emperor Qing Lin waved his left hand and the demon saber appeared. A red saber light flashed. The enchanting light seemed to be able to devour everything in the world. All the demons present couldn't help but be pulled towards the saber light. As if they were going to be sucked. Now's the time. Demon Emperor Qing Lin resisted the combined attack of Emperor of Sun and the Dragon Bone Divine Saber, causing the demonic aura on Xiaofan to weaken significantly. Suddenly, Xiaofan's body moved and he ran forward for more than 10 feet. Come back. Demon Emperor Qing Lin grabbed with his right hand and a demon claw flashed. It instantly grabbed Xiaofan. Endless demonic aura surged into Xiaofan's limbs and bones. Pfft! A mouthful of blood spurted out from Xiaofan's mouth. The next moment, break for me. Xiaofan's body shone with golden light and he suddenly pushed himself. He had already forcefully rushed out of the range of the demon claw. In the blink of an eye, he ran dozens of feet away. I'm angry. Demon Emperor Qing Lin was furious. He grabbed Xiaofan again and easily grabbed him. However, at this moment, something strange happened. The moment Demon Emperor Qing Lin grabbed Xiaofan's body actually shattered. But it was not Xiaofan's real body, it was an afterimage. In less than a breath's time, Xiaofan had already run more than 10 feet away. As he spat out blood, his entire body turned into a series of afterimages. Pfft! 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 Demon Emperor Qing Lin grabbed Xiaofan's afterimage several times, but he did not manage to grab Xiaofan's real body. What? Illusory movement? Demon Emperor Qing Lin was shocked. Emperor of Sun and the Dragon Bone Divine Saber exchanged a look and blurted out. Illusory movement. Why did the demonic art of Bei Xian Demon Emperor appear on a human young man? Catch that young man first. Emperor of Sun made a decision. Something's wrong. When that young man used illusory movement, there was demonic aura coming out of him. Catch him. The Dragon Bone Divine Saber also said. But at this moment, Xiaohan had already disappeared. No one knew where he had gone. Go after him. Demon Emperor Qing Lin, Emperor of Sun, and the Dragon Bone Divine Saber. They shouted at the same time. At the same time, the other monster warriors also got ready to catch Xiaohan. However, enough. Why do you have to force a young man of my pure cloud sect? Endless white clouds appeared in the eastern sky, and it was drizzling. A young man in an azure shirt walked out from the depths of the white clouds. He gave off a misty feeling, and no one could tell where he was going next. There was no true chi around him as he walked in the sky. Accompanying him. His temperament was ethereal, like the clear moonlight under the tranquil flowing water. White clouds floated in his left eye, and drizzling rain fell in his right eye, gentle and lingering. Emperor of Sun, Dragon Bone Divine Saber, long time no see. The young man in an azure shirt said lightly. Sect Master. Greetings, Sect Master. Dongfang Qin and Fang Ling were the leaders of the Pure Cloud sect. All the disciples bowed respectfully. The Sect Master of Pure Cloud sect had arrived. Enough, don't force my disciple anymore. Or else, I will take action. Kill his entire sect, the Sect Master said lightly. Damn it. Emperor of Sun's eyes twitched. Your disciple has demonic aura on him. We have to catch him. Emperor of Sun, I haven't fought with anyone for a long time. But Xiaohan is my disciple, and he is pure and kind. He is definitely not a demon. I've said before, if anyone dares to say anything about capturing him, I will kill his entire sect. Great Sun, Son of Heaven, you can give it a try. The Sect Master smiled lightly. In an instant, his aura surged, and in the blink of an eye, it turned from calm to dazzling. Divine light and sunset surged. Lingering, wind, clouds, and thunder. Dragon and tiger, all sorts of anomalies were activated. His gaze became overbearing, and he was almost invincible. Heh, you guys can argue, I will take my leave first. Demon Emperor Qing Lin smiled sinisterly and was about to escape. Demon Emperor Qing Lin, the southern region is not a place you can come and go as you please. It's hard to kill you, but, go back to the western region. The sect master waved his sleeve. There was no true qi. However, Demon Emperor Qing Lin spat out a mouthful of blood, and his demonic aura weakened. He turned into a beam of demonic light, and disappeared instantly. You demons! I will kill you one by one. I will definitely kill you all. It's very difficult to kill a demon emperor. If Demon Emperor Qing Lin fights to the death, his demonic blade is enough to kill most of the people here. The sect master smiled gently. Letting him escape with injuries is the best outcome. Emperor of Sun, Dragon Bone Divine Blade, what do you think? Wu. You are a sect master level magnate, a senior demon on the demon hero ranking. You never show yourself. Why are you here? Why are you here today? Emperor of Sun was furious. For my disciple. The sect master smiled elegantly. Wu. You might be stronger than us, and your ranking on the demon hero ranking is higher than ours, but you can't do whatever you want. You have to give us an explanation for what happened today. The Dragon Bone Divine Blade roared unwillingly. Your disciple used the Demon Emperor Bei Xian's natal demonic skill, illusory movement. You can't protect him from such a thing. Wu, that young man took the Demon Emperor crystal by accident. It's already very strange. He clearly used illusory movement just now. Don't tell me that you taught him this cultivation technique. There's no such cultivation technique in the human race. That's the Demon Emperor Bei Xian's natal demonic skill. If you try to protect him, you will also be destroyed. The sect master pondered. According to what I know, there are some demon heroes among the countless demon heroes who have very special fighting techniques. They can command the demon race to fight. Some of them even kept demon servants. Xiaofan accidentally triggered the Demon Emperor Bei Xian's natal demonic skill. He doesn't deserve to die. But he's not a demon hero. The Dragon Bone Divine Blade roared. Anyway, you can't go after him for now. Otherwise, I will kill you. I won't protect him in the future either. I hope he can participate in the Demon Hero Challenge in 2 years. If he can become a demon hero, everything will be solved. The sect master said seriously. Oh? You won't protect him after today? Emperor of Sun asked. If I keep protecting him, he will never become a demon hero. Let him go. The sect master looked at the sky far away. If he can survive these 2 years, he might become the new demon hero of our Cloud sect. Chapter 101. Wu Fu is famous for protecting his own people, as expected. The great Re Heavenly Emperor's eyes were like the sun god's, emitting a terrifying light. I, the great Re Heavenly Emperor, promise not to pursue that young man for a short period of time. However, this is a serious matter, that young man has the secrets of the demon race, we have to investigate it thoroughly. I hope that you, Wu Fu, will keep your promise and let go of this matter after today. Wu Fu, although that young man escaped by activating illusory illusion, he suffered a part of the aftermath of our battle with Demon Emperor Qing Lin. It is still unknown whether he can survive. Maybe, you will have to collect his corpse soon. The Dragon Bone Saint Blade muttered angrily. These two were unruly demons. This time, they were suppressed by the sect master, their hearts must be filled with resentment. After saying a few harsh words, the great Heavenly Emperor and the Dragon Bone Saint Blade turned into two rays of light and flew away. The other chivalrous Taoists present also fled in all directions. The soldiers of the Fire Beacon Empire quietly returned to the imperial city. At the foot of the destroyed Luo mountain range, only the people of the Pure Rain sect were left. Sect Master. Dongfang Qin and Fang Ling walked to the side of the sect master. Dongfang Qin said in a low voice. Sect Master, this time, junior brother Xiaofan is in big trouble. The North Xian Demon Emperor Crystal is the most precious treasure of the demon race. We, the demons, can exchange it for endless resources, even a peerless divine book is not impossible. Junior brother Xiaofan will be in trouble because of his wealth, he will be coveted by the whole world. Once the people here today spread the news, I'm afraid that junior brother Xiaofan will have no place in this big world. The sect master smiled indifferently. He asked back. Dongfang Qin, Fang Ling, what do you think of Xiaofan? He suddenly triggered the North Xian Demon Emperor's natal demon technique, it is indeed suspicious. Sect Master, disciple thinks that junior brother Xiaofan and the demon race. There should be no relationship. Disciple has traveled the world for 100 years and killed countless demons with my own hands. Disciple can distinguish between good and evil. Dongfang Qin said decisively. Xiaofan is a good young man. Fang Ling was a man of few words. The sect master put his hands behind his back. His left eye was like the clouds and right eye was like the rain. It's useless for the Pure Rain sect to protect Xiaofan. If the people from the Yaoxia Pagoda find out about it, it will be no small matter. Even the main sect could not protect Xiaofan. He could only become a swordsman. Only then can we resolve this crisis. Then. Sect Master, should we protect junior brother Xiaofan secretly? Dongfang Qin asked in a low voice. Why don't you personally search for junior brother Xiaofan's whereabouts? Let's secretly send junior brother Xiaofan back to the Pure Cloud sect and protect him. Secretly train them. The sect master looked at the clouds in the sky and said in a calm tone. The East. Fang Ling, from today onwards, you're not allowed to interfere with Xiaofan's business, and you're not allowed to look for or help him in secret. In these 2 years, I hope that he can rely on his own ability to survive and become stronger. 2 years later, at the Hex trial, our sect will let him represent the Pure Cloud sect. Every time the Devil Hero tryouts are held, there will be countless young masters from ancient countries and tribes of the Great Wilderness. The death rate is extremely high. If we hide Xiaofan in the Pure Cloud sect, we will be able to defeat him. No matter how he was trained, he was bound to die in the cruel and ruthless Hex preliminaries 2 years later. It's better to let him go out on his own. Let's go. Back to the sect. This time, we have 3 true Qi state disciples. It's a good thing. The sect master left on the cloud. In an instant, all the disciples of the Pure Cloud sect left. In the palace of the Beacon Fire Empire. In the Golden Throne Room. The Emperor was having a discussion with the officials. The atmosphere was tense. If they were discussing military matters. Your Majesty, I didn't expect that the North Mystic Demon King Crystal would be obtained by a young man from the Pure Cloud sect. That young man was at the level 1 true Qi state and was unknown. But it was very strange. Not only did he snatch the treasure from the hands of the heroes, but he also had demonic aura on him that could trigger the Demon King's natal demonic art. Your Majesty, this is not a trivial matter, said a general in bright armor with a world of lightning brewing in his eyes. I know. The Emperor's eyes were bright. In fact, the most bizarre thing about this whole incident is that Demon King Qing Lin risked being surrounded by countless devil heroes to sneak into the southern region from the western region. He did not do it to save the North Mystic Demon King. When the North Mystic Demon King was on the verge of death, Demon King Qing Lin did not do anything. I'm guessing that Demon King Qinglin is here for the young man from the Pure Cloud sect. All of you should know that a demon king would not leave its lair easily. There must be a secret or treasure that is worth risking his life for. A piece of North Mystic Demon Emperor crystal is not worth Demon Monarch Qinglin's precious life. Your Majesty, are you saying that the young man has a secret that is more precious and important than the North Mystic Demon King? Asked one of the officials. Yes. Your Majesty, I saw it with my own eyes. Demon King Qinglin used demonic aura to control the young man and had the chance to kill him. But he obviously wanted to capture the young man alive, said one of the generals who participated in the battle. It seems that the young man has a shocking secret. Pass down my order. Put a bounty on that young man. All the devil heroes of the imperial family are to move out together. We must capture the young man before the other forces find him. Dig 3 feet into the ground and find the young man, dead or alive. There must be no mistakes. The Emperor's voice was loud and clear. With the power of life and death in his hands, nobody in the world disobeyed him. I'm very interested in the secrets that high-level demons such as Qinglin covet even at the risk of their lives. Yes, Your Majesty. Xiaofan was running for his life. He had never been in such a precarious situation, where life and death were only a matter of a single breath. It was hopeless. The hot potato that was the North Mystic Demonic Emperor crystal was obtained by Xiaofan out of nowhere. Then, the appearance of the demon clan's mighty figure, Qinglin Demon Emperor, forced Xiaofan to expose his demonic aura. At this moment, Xiaofan was severely injured. Even though he managed to escape from Demon King Qinglin's clutches, he was still a powerful being after all. He could pluck the stars and moon from the sky and shatter mountains with his roar. After withstanding the repercussions of the attacks from the Great Re-Emperor, the Dragon Bone Saint Blade, and the Demon Emperor Qinglin, even though he was lucky enough to escape, Xiaofan was still heavily injured. If not for the indestructible golden body forcefully restoring Xiaohan's severely damaged vitality, he would have already collapsed. Furthermore, in his dazed and almost unconscious state, Xiaofan understood that he had become the target of everyone. After the sudden change, not only did Demon King Qinglin want to capture him, but countless human demons would also swarm over. The situation could not be worse. I, Xiaofan, don't want to be captured and have my heart dug out. I don't want to fall into the hands of Demon King Qinglin. Xiaohan's life force was exhausted. Finally, he saw stars before his eyes, and he felt the world spin around him. His entire body felt dizzy, and he really wanted to fall down and fall asleep. I can't fall here. Otherwise, I will fall into a state of eternal damnation. Xiaofan forcefully took a breath and continued to run. At this moment, I don't know how many humans and demons are chasing me. But I, Xiaofan, want to live. I can't die like this. In front of him was a raging river. It blocked Xiaohan's path. The waves were turbulent and the turbid waves were tumbling. Xiaofan jumped into the river without hesitation. The remaining true qi in his body allowed Xiaofan to activate the spirit tortoise style, sealing his eyes, ears, nose, pulse, and breathing. The current of the river washed Xiaofan downstream. I didn't expect the North Mystic Demon King crystal to be refined by the Demon Monarch's palm tattoo and embedded into the groove. Some demon words flowed into my mind, allowing me to master the Demon Monarch's natal demonic technique and move like an illusion. The so-called move like an illusion is an extremely ingenious technique. It can be said to be a strange movement technique. With just a slight movement of my body, I can create countless afterimages and mirror images, making it impossible to lock on to the real body. I can only use the demonic power contained in my demon veins to execute the move like an illusion. It can provide enough energy for the North Mystic Demon King crystal. However, the Demon Monarch's palm tattoo on my left arm. I only awakened 8 demon veins, so I can't execute the highest realm of move like an illusion. At its peak, the North Mystic Demon King could teleport 1,000 miles with just a slight movement of its body. It was unpredictable, but it consumed too much demonic power. Just now, in order to escape from Demon Monarch Qing Lin's hands, I used up all the demonic power stored in my 8 demon veins. The limit is that I could move 100 feet in an instant. This time, if I'm lucky enough to survive, I must hunt a large number of demons and continuously awaken my demon veins. In the future, I will be able to execute the highest realm of move like an illusion. Then, no one will be able to kill me easily, at the foot of a lush mountain. On a lowland filled with flowers and trees. Dozens of flood dragon horses were tied in the forest. There was also a luxurious carriage pulled by 4 flood dragon horses. On a lowland near a river. The river was calm and it was downstream of a tributary. The water was shallow and pebbles and small fish and prawns could be seen in the water. On the lowland that was covered with green grass, there was a crude altar made of stones. There was a nameless god enshrined inside. There were dozens of young girls dressed in silk and satin, looking respectful. Some of them were holding bamboo baskets. They took out 3 offerings from the bamboo baskets and placed them neatly in front of the altar. They lit incense and candles. In addition, there were a few martial artists guarding the forest. They were all true Qi realm martial artists. Your Highness, it's ready. You can pay your respects now. 2 beautiful young girls dressed in scarlet walked with light steps and helped a girl dressed in light yellow out of the carriage. This girl was around 17 or 18 years old. She was tall and slender with eyes and temperament. There was a kind of aloof and delicate air about her. One look and one could tell that she had been in a high position for a long time. She was extremely beautiful. The crescent moon was like a beautiful woman. Her clothes were not complicated and she did not wear too many pearls and jades. However, her whole person seemed to be overflowing with color. Her black hair was like a waterfall, her skin was smooth and creamy, her breath was like an orchid, her hands were soft and gentle, and her face was like a beautiful flower. She turned around and walked, just like a willow shaking the flowers and smiling at the beginning of its first bloom. Her black eyebrows spread out and her green hair was thick with spring smoke. However, at this moment, the corner of her eyes revealed a deep worry. It was heartbreaking. She walked to the front of the altar and her expression became extremely pious. She gently knelt on the praying mat that had been prepared, put her hands together, and looked at the maids around her. She smiled lightly. All right. Li Luo, Bing Lan, you leave first. Yes, Your Highness. The maids respectfully retreated step by step. At this time, the girl kowtowed to the god and said in a low voice. God above, my daughter Mo Hen has heard from the common people that although you are not famous, you have a great magical power that blesses the world. Deliver all living beings from suffering. Mo Hen has come to pay her respects. Marrying her off to a foreign country was not her original intention. I don't know if I can return to my homeland in my lifetime. Mo Hen has asked father for permission many times, begging father to exempt me from marrying to a foreign country. However, father has made up his mind. God above, although my daughter Mo Hen is in the royal family, I have been lonely since childhood. I hope. Suddenly, the girl's face turned red, and she hesitated for a long time. Only then did she continue to speak with a mosquito-like voice. I pray for God's blessing to send down a strong man who will fall in love with Mo Hen and protect Mo Hen for a lifetime, so that Mo Hen will not marry into a foreign country and suffer from homesickness. I am willing to give up glory and wealth, give up the princess position, and be a common person. After that, the girl kowtowed a few more times. Very pious. At this time, Your Highness. There is a person. There is a man. A maid screamed. The other maidservant continued. Your Highness, there is a man who floated down from the river upstream. It seems to be a dead person, ah. The girl was startled and lost her composure. She looked at the nameless god enshrined in the shrine and immediately stood up. At this time, on the riverbank, a few true Qi realm martial artists had already fished out a corpse that had floated down from the river upstream. The maids were shocked and frightened as they watched from the side. The girl hurriedly walked up, and a few personal maids hurriedly came over to support her. "Let me see," the girl said anxiously. "Your Highness, it is a male corpse. It is better if you don't look at it. It is not good to be hit by ghosts," a maid with almond eyes and peach cheeks hurriedly advised. "No matter. Let me see." The girl's voice was slightly agitated. Finally, the girl saw the male corpse. It was a young face with sharp edges. The face was like that of a normal person, not like a corpse. The whole body did not seem swollen. The eyes were slightly closed, not moving an inch. How is it a corpse? It is obviously a living person, the girl immediately said. "Your Highness. He's not even breathing," one of the maidservants said weakly. In the next moment, a true Qi realm martial artist waved his right hand, and a ray of light enveloped the male corpse, carefully examining it inch by inch. Very quickly, the forehead of this true Qi realm martial artist was covered with fine beads of sweat. "Left guard. How? How is it?" the girl said with a trembling voice. "Your Highness. This is really strange." The true Qi realm martial artist frowned. His pulse and breathing have stopped, but there is still a slight heartbeat. If it wasn't for this humble one expending true Qi to examine his vitality inch by inch, I would not have been able to discover this slight heartbeat. "Your Highness, perhaps he is not dead, but it is extremely likely that he is heavily injured. Your Highness has always been kind, and has a soft heart. Let's just bury this male corpse on the spot." The other true Qi realm martial artist was an old man with a kind countenance. When he looked at the girl, his eyes were filled with the doting and protection of an elder looking at a junior. "Uncle Hu, didn't the left guard say earlier that there is still a heartbeat? Perhaps he is not dead yet. How can we bury him? Wouldn't that be disregarding human life?" The girl turned her head to look at the unknown god in the shrine, then turned to look at the male corpse, and gritted her teeth. Bring him back, ah." The servant girls and true Qi realm guards present were all stunned. "Yes, bring him back. Uncle Hu, left guard, I'll have to trouble the two of you to carry him to my carriage. Be careful, and don't injure him again," the girl said anxiously. "Also, everyone must keep this matter a secret. Don't tell anyone, and don't tell Imperial Father. Imperial Father is busy with the affairs of the country, and this kind of small matter, there's no need to tell." After pausing for a moment, the girl said faintly, "Actually, it's not important whether or not I tell Imperial Father. Imperial Father hasn't come to see me for a very, very long time." The two true Qi realm martial artists looked at each other, then carefully used true Qi to envelop the male corpse and placed it into the carriage. Sigh. So many princesses and princes, but the kindest one is the 17th princess. Yes, we've watched the 17th princess grow up. She is intelligent, gentle, and honest. But we didn't expect that she would marry far away to the Eastern Territory. Sigh, I don't know what His Majesty is thinking. Isn't this forcing the 17th princess to her death? Alright, don't talk nonsense. The journey to the Eastern Territory this time is long, and we must be careful on the way. We must protect the princess thoroughly. When we arrive at the Eastern Territory, if anyone dares to be disrespectful to the 17th princess and offend the princess, we'll risk our lives and fight it out with him. What? What 17th princess? What marrying far away? Eastern Territory. Xiaofan was in a daze, and he heard someone talking beside his ear, but he could only hear a few words. Moreover, he felt that his body was being moved by someone. But he was already powerless to wake up. Sleep. Sleep for a while more. I can stand up. Chapter 102. While he was in a trance, Xiaofan felt as if he was being carried into a carriage. Not long after, the sound of the carriage could be heard and the fragrance of orchids and musk lingered in his nose. It actually caused Xiaofan's heart to feel relaxed in this chaotic time of war, and he felt a sense of peace and joy. Furthermore, Xiaofan heard a pleasant female voice speaking in a soft and gentle voice. However, it contained a kind of heartbreaking sadness and melancholy. Who saved me? It seems to be a woman. Xiaofan's willpower was very tenacious. Even though he was seriously injured and unconscious, he still woke up bit by bit. But I want to wake up. She will take me somewhere. In Xiaofan's 9 true acupoints, his true qi was slowly recovering. His consciousness began to instinctively visualize the inextinguishable golden body's 1 to 40 movements. The warm current in his body, which was as fine as gossamer, grew and awakened bit by bit. A faint golden light that was almost invisible to the naked eye filled every inch of Xiaofan's muscles, skin, bones and flesh. After an unknown period of time, Xiaofan felt as if he was being carried out of the carriage by someone using true qi. Then, he lay down on a bed. Not long after, Uncle Hu, he still hasn't woken up. Ask Imperial Physician Lu to come and take a look. A simple and elegant female voice sounded. Your Highness, this young man might not be sick. He might have suffered a very serious injury. It should have been caused by a fierce battle. An old and dignified voice sounded. I'm afraid Imperial Physician Lu is also helpless. At this time, Xiaofan could finally open his eyes. No need to ask Imperial Physician. This was Xiaofan's first sentence. You're awake? The simple and elegant female voice sounded surprised and happy. Gradually, Xiaofan's vision began to clear up. An extremely beautiful girl with a graceful bearing and noble temperament appeared in his sight. Although she was on the verge of death, Xiaofan was still stunned by this girl's supreme temperament and beauty. This girl's appearance was definitely not inferior to Lan Shirong, Jing Yanxue, and Xiao Yunrong. Turning his gaze, he saw a few maidservants standing behind the girl. In addition, there were 2 martial artists in the true qi realm, one old and one young. What is this place? Xiaofan was shocked and curious. Looking around, he realized that he was lying on a soft bed. The room was extremely spacious. The layout was ingenious, the windows were bright and clean, the windows were green, the mahogany furniture was antique. Jewels were everywhere. At a glance, he could tell that it was a wealthy family. Oh. You don't have to panic. This is Yihua Palace, Missouri Hen's fief. No one will disturb Mister's recuperation. Princess Mo Hen was exceptionally intelligent. When she saw Xiaofan's eyes flickering with great vigilance and uneasiness, she immediately comforted him. Yihua Palace? A fief? Xiaofan was taken aback. Mo Hen's bright and beautiful eyes turned as she explained. Sir, the meaning of a fief is the private first rank that Imperial Father bestowed upon Mo Hen. Outsiders did not dare to break in. Otherwise, you will be sentenced to death. Royal Father? Xiaofan was getting more and more shocked. Young man, this is the Imperial Palace of the Beacon Fire Empire. This is the 17th princess. It was Her Royal Highness who rescued you from the river. Who are you? The old man in the true energy realm looked at Xiaofan cautiously. Cough. Xiaofan choked all of a sudden. He thought, damn it. Your father, am really unlucky. I was actually sent to the Imperial Palace, Uncle Hu, don't scare him. He has just woken up. Mo Hen glared at the old man in the true energy realm with slight annoyance. The old man in the true energy realm hurriedly pulled Mo Hen to the side. Your Royal Highness, this young man's origin is unknown. If you rashly bring him to Yihua Palace, I'm afraid it will not be good. How about reporting this matter to the Emperor and let him decide? Uncle Hu, Imperial Father will not pay attention to these small matters. Besides, he might even scold Mo Hen. Uncle Hu, I beg you, don't tell anyone about this matter. Mo Hen pulled the sleeves of the old man in the true energy realm and acted like a spoiled child. AI. The old man in the true energy realm looked at Mo Hen dotingly. In his mind, he could not help but recall that time when she was still a naive little girl, from time to time pulling his sleeves and acting like a spoiled child, begging for all kinds of things. The old man's heart softened and he said with a smile. All right, Your Royal Highness, this old minister will do as you say. However, Your Royal Highness is of noble birth, you absolutely cannot put yourself in danger. This young man, right now, is still uncertain. In the future, Your Royal Highness cannot come to see him alone. Uncle Hu, Mo Hen doesn't think he is a bad person. Mo Hen saved him, he should not harm Mo Hen and repay kindness with enmity. Mo Hen said. My Royal Highness, Jianghu is full of ghosts and people's hearts are sinister. The old man in the true energy realm sighed. He could not help but reach out and stroke Mo Hen's waterfall-like hair like a loving father. The Emperor is really cruel, he actually wants to marry Princess Mo Hen to the Eastern Domain. However, Princess Mo Hen, in this old minister's life, I will definitely serve you and protect your safety. Mo Hen knows how good Uncle Hu is. Uncle Hu, you guys go out first, I want to talk to him alone. Princess Mo Hen pulled and pulled, wanting to dismiss the old man in the true energy realm, the other true energy realm, and several maids. All right, Uncle Hu, left bodyguard, he is seriously injured and has just woken up. He does not have the strength to harm Mo Hen. You guys can just guard outside the door. Mo Hen dismissed everyone and carefully closed the door. She came to the bedside and sat on an expensive wooden stool. She opened her eyes wide and curiously looked at Xiaofan as she blurted out. Mister, you won't harm Mo Hen, right? Xiaofan felt that this princess seemed to be somewhat ignorant of the world's affairs. I naturally will not harm Her Royal Highness. Does Her Royal Highness think that I am an evil person? Not at all, Mo Hen said very seriously. Along with the flow of the indestructible golden body in his body, Xiaohan's injured body recovered very quickly. Her Royal Highness, to tell you the truth, I am being chased by a large number of experts. Therefore, I must ensure the safety of the place I am at. This palace, it seems a bit inappropriate, Mr. does not need to worry. In this big world, there is no place safer than the palace. Mo Hen said confidently. Mr. has not been to the palace before, right? The palace of the Fire Beacon Empire was very big. There were thousands of large and small palaces. Even Mo Hen herself, who grew up in the palace, would get lost if she walked for a long time. Moreover, there are many people in the palace, each with their own duties. No one will care about whether there is a Mr. in Mo Hen's Yihua Palace. It seems to make some sense. Xiaohan's heart was slightly moved. Mo Hen continued. Mr. Mo Hen's Yihua Palace is a first-class gorgeous residence. There are dozens of side halls, villas, gardens, and all the maids in the palace. Maids, servants, imperial doctors, gardeners, and cooks. The guards are all Mo Hen's retainers. They directly obey Mo Hen's orders. I ask them to keep it a secret. It is impossible for them to say anything about Mr. I grew up with them. They all love me very much and spoil me in everything. No one can make them move. Is that so? Xiaofan was slightly relieved. He thought. The palace should be very, very large. This Princess Mo Hen was right. Even if someone came in to search, it would take a while. They would not be able to find me at all. As long as I use the tortoise breathing style all the time to seal my breath, who would think that I, Xiaofan, was hiding in the fief of a princess? Ha ha ha. It was just like the old saying. The most dangerous place was often the safest place. Mr. You said that you are being chased by a group of supreme experts? Then you should also be a supreme expert, right? Mo Hen asked with extraordinary splendor in her eyes. She could not help but think of the wish she had just made in front of the god. Cough. Me? Xiaofan was a little embarrassed. Immediately, a decisive and domineering intent emerged in his heart, and his tone was sonorous. Your Highness, even if I am not a supreme expert now, one day, I will become one. My name will shake this land. Let all the villains who are chasing me die with grievances. She did not know why, but Mo Hen actually believed what Xiaofan said. Perhaps she was deterred by his imposing manner. She nodded repeatedly and was secretly delighted. She thought, it seems that the god really showed his spirit. He bestowed upon Mo Hen a supreme man. Hey! Your Highness, then. I will stay in Yihua Palace to recuperate. I also hope that your Highness will keep this a secret. There will be a return in the future. Xiaofan said with a smile. Mister, don't worry. How can Mo Hen go back on her words? Mo Hen said very seriously. That's right, your Highness, if you can give me some true Qi spirit stones, then my injuries will heal faster. Xiaofan said with a thick face. True Qi spirit stones? Mo Hen has a lot. Princess Mo Hen smiled gently. Uncle Hu and the others said that my true Qi spirit stones are the best quality true Qi spirit stones. If I bring them to the major sects, countless true Qi realm experts will scramble for them. Your Highness, you? Xiaofan took a glance and knew that this Princess Mo Hen had never cultivated martial Dao. How could she have the best quality true Qi spirit stones? How can you have the best quality true Qi spirit stones? And there are a lot of them? Yes, mister, these are Mo Hen's dowry. Mo Hen blurted out. Mo Hen will be married to the East Domain in a few days. Father Emperor has ordered people to move the dowry to Yihua Palace one after another. There are mountains of medicinal ingredients, gems and jadites, and some auspicious birds and beasts. There are also a lot of best quality true Qi spirit stones, which fill more than half of the side hall. Dowry? Marry to the East Domain? Xiaofan was stunned. He immediately said in a low voice. It turns out that the princess has been betrothed to the royal family of another country. Mister, don't make fun of Mo Hen. Mo Hen. Mo Hen is not willing to marry to a foreign country even if she dies. Mo Hen has read a lot of books, which mention that the princesses who marry to a foreign country are all very bitter and miserable. In the end, they all die of depression, dying in a foreign country. Mo Hen does not want to marry. It is only because of Father Emperor's strict order. Princess Mo Hen's eyes were burning with sadness, and she was about to cry. Soon, she summoned up her courage, looked up and said, Mister, can you help Mo Hen to avoid the disaster of marrying to a foreign country? Suddenly, Xiaofan's heart was beating fast. A flash of inspiration flashed into Xiaofan's mind. A bold plan was brewing in Xiaofan's mind in an instant. Your Highness, you are a national beauty, a princess of Jincheng, a young lady of the royal family, but now you are going to marry to a foreign country. Born in a royal family, your fate is full of ups and downs. A generation of riches and honor is illusionary, falling into an illusion, it is really pitiful. Your Highness, I am willing to personally escort you to the eastern domain, and find a chance to take the princess away. Xiaofan said in a deep voice. Your Highness, rest assured. Leave the southern domain first, escape on the way, or make plans after arriving at the eastern domain. In short, I will risk my life to rescue the princess from that fiery pit. He. The matter of the North Profound Demon Emperor Crystal and me exposing my demonic aura happened in the Fire Beacon Empire, and the whole world will covet to kill me. But at most, they can only chase me in the southern domain, they can't chase me to the eastern domain, right? I will temporarily leave the southern domain and go to a pure land in the eastern domain. When I am successful in my cultivation, I will return to the southern domain and kill all of them. What great son of heaven, what dragon bone Saint Saber, what demon emperor Qing Lin, they will all be abolished. Mo Hen thanks Mr. Princess Mo Hen was not familiar with the affairs of the world and believed Xiaofan's words without a doubt. Her heart was quite moved, and she actually stood up, bowed deeply to Xiaofan, and prayed silently in her heart. God, thank you for giving Mo Hen such a strong man. Princess, you don't have to be so polite. Xiaofan quickly declined. That. Princess, in a few days, my injuries will be more than half healed. At that time, I ask Princess to lend me your dowry. Heh, it's those many top-grade true Qi spirit stones. As he spoke, Xiaofan couldn't help but lick his lips. Princess Mo Hen agreed. Fire Beacon Empire. Imperial Garden. The current emperor of Fire Beacon Empire was walking in the garden. Behind him were a few civil officials. Reporting to your majesty, all the demons of the imperial family have been dispatched to search for the whereabouts of the youth from the Pure Cloud sect. Your majesty, don't worry. Unless that youth has already left Fire Beacon Empire, he will not be able to escape capture. One of the civil officials gushed. Also, your majesty, we have grasped some information about that youth. Oh? The emperor stopped his steps. Tell me about it. Yes, your majesty. That youth is called Xiaofan. He is a true disciple of the Pure Cloud sect who has just entered the true Qi realm. In the past, he was a live target. After a fortuitous encounter, he suddenly made a name for himself. His character is very impetuous and he belongs to the category of a villain who has achieved success. He cultivates a type of spirit turtle true Qi that can turn true Qi into a spirit turtle. He also cultivates a fist technique. That's right, the most obvious characteristic is that Xiaofan is a bladesman who has comprehended the small success stage of saber intent. Bladesman? True Qi into a spirit turtle? Fist technique? The emperor's eyes flashed with a pondering expression. Is this information reliable? Your majesty, there is no problem with the information. It was personally provided by a true disciple of the Pure Cloud sect, young Master Ziyu. The civil official said with certainty. Oh? Young Master Ziyu? The emperor was slightly stunned. Your majesty, you should also know that there are all kinds of schemes between the major sects, be it the outer sect, the inner sect, or even the true disciples. The human heart is very dangerous. That youth, Xiaofan, seems to have offended young Master Ziyu several times and the two of them have formed a deep grudge. Young Master Ziyu wants to borrow the strength of the various forces to completely eliminate Xiaofan. Good. This information is very useful. Immediately inform the imperial family's demons. With this information, there is more hope to capture that youth, Xiaofan. The emperor smiled playfully. A live target becoming a true disciple. Ha ha ha. I am becoming more and more interested in him. Chapter 103. Time flew by like a white steed. Unknowingly, Xiaofan had been dormant in Princess Mo Hen's Ihua palace for half a month. In this half a month, Xiaofan did not go out and closed his door to recuperate. Mo Hen would come to Xiaofan every evening and chat with him for a while. The two quickly became familiar with each other. Princess Mo Hen resided in the inner courtyard of the palace all year round. She was ignorant of worldly affairs, and the retainers by her side would always protect her. Moreover, her personality was kind and innocent. She never participated in the struggles of the palace. Therefore, she rarely met a conversation partner like Xiaofan who would often say shocking things. In addition, she subconsciously regarded Xiaofan as the strongest man that was bestowed to her by God. Over time, the relationship between the two gradually warmed up. Xiaofan sat cross-legged on the bed. His eyes seemed to be thinking. Suddenly, from within Xiaofan's body, a brilliant golden light was emitted. It was so bright that it looked as if his entire body was gilded with gold, making him look extremely mystical. When his eyelids moved slightly, there was golden light gushing out. A torrential life force surged in Xiaofan's body. His bones were flawless, his internal organs were wriggling like ancient beasts, and his blood was pure and untainted, his injuries were healed. During this half a month, I've been visualizing the first 40 movements of the inextinguishable golden body every day, and I've benefited greatly. Not only have my injured body recovered, but the strength of my body has also increased by a level. Now, under the nourishment and warmth of the inextinguishable golden body, the strength of my body has actually increased to 400 ding. In addition, he looked at the demon monarch tattoo on his left arm. When he was running for his life, he triggered the illusory movement and squeezed out all the demon power in the 8 demon veins. Now, some of the demon power had automatically recovered. 2 of the demon veins that had dried up were once again filled with the colored demon power. This would allow Xiaofan to use the illusory movement again for a short distance. This kind of self-recovery is very slow. Unless I directly kill the demon race and absorb their life essence, I can instantly replenish the lost demon power in the demon veins. It is not impossible for me to awaken the demon veins again. Xiaofan thought. The Beixian demon monarch's illusory movement is indeed a secret skill for escape and evasion. It is frighteningly strange. It was no wonder that it was able to repeatedly escape the encirclement and suppression of the endless fiends even though it was heavily injured. However, if I want to be as powerful as the North Profound Demon Monarch, I'm afraid I'll need to awaken another 1,000 or 800 demon veins. The Demon Emperor Crystal. I didn't expect that the Demon Emperor Crystal would allow me to obtain the Demon Clan's secret demonic techniques. How interesting. So what if I get the Demon Emperor Crystal in Demon Emperor Qing Lin's body? Hee. Demon Emperor Qing Lin's demon saber could destroy the world. With a flash of saber light, the bewitching saber light engulfed the heaven and earth. If I get my hands on this move, I'll be able to kill God and Buddha. Thinking of this, Xiaofan couldn't help but stick out his tongue and lick his lips, but he quickly restrained this crazy fantasy. Qing Lin Demon Emperor is still too powerful. He is a giant among the demons and is much stronger than Beixian Demon Emperor. I can't think too much for now, lest I go astray. Just then, the door opened. The peerless Princess Mo Hen walked in, her fragrance assailing his nostrils. 17, you're here. After getting familiar with each other, Xiaofan addressed Mo Hen very casually. Well, Yun, are your injuries healed? You look especially good today. Mo Hen turned around and closed the door. After half a month of contact, she completely believed that Xiaofan would not harm her. Xiaofan naturally did not tell Mo Hen his real name. Instead, he made up a fake name. Yun. This name naturally came from Xiaofan's sect, the Pure Rain sect. I'm almost healed. Xiaofan stood up and stretched his body. The only thing that was not good was that the true qi in his true acupoints was still empty and not full. Out of the 9 true acupoints, only 3 were filled. There were still 6 true acupoints left. He needed to absorb a large amount of true Qi spirit stones to replenish them. Yun, the wedding party will be leaving next month. A hint of worry flashed across Mo Hen's pretty face. Next month? Xiaofan frowned. He then said in a low voice. 17, I need your dowry now. Those supreme-grade true Qi spirit stones can be used to replenish my true Qi. When my combat strength reaches its peak, I will seize the opportunity and risk my life to take you away. Well, Yun, come with me. Mo Hen trusted Xiaofan very much and took him out. Before going out, Xiaofan put on the black cloak that Mo Hen had already prepared in advance, covering his head and face. Only a pair of pitch-black eyes were left outside, and he didn't show his true face to people. Moreover, Xiaofan had used the spirit turtle's form to seal up his aura like grass or rock, and he had purposefully given off a sense of withered wood. Right now, even those who knew Xiaofan would not be able to see through him at first glance. Yun, you're really good at disguising. Mo Hen turned back and smiled at Xiaofan. Gentle as a flower. Outside the side hall where Xiaofan was hiding was a large garden. The flowers were like brocade, the plants were sparse, and there were pavilions and pavilions in the garden. Many auspicious birds flew around, and everywhere was filled with the light of treasures and spiritual energy, making people feel that this palace was built in the human world. Mo Hen's Ihua Palace was very large. There was a building every 5 steps and a pavilion every 10 steps. The waists of the corridors were curved, and the eaves were high. The two walked for a long time before they arrived in front of a side hall. Several maids were chatting and laughing while trimming the flowers and plants in front of the hall. Your Highness, when they saw Mo Hen arrive, they all knelt on one knee and saluted. Retreat. Mo Hen waved her hand. Yes. Every grass and every tree in Ihua Palace belonged to Mo Hen. Xiaofan now knew that all the maids, cooks, gardeners, servants, and guards in this Ihua Palace numbered more than 1,000, and all of them were under the direct jurisdiction of Princess Mo Hen. Moreover, since Princess Mo Hen was young, they had followed her, and their loyalty was very high. Xiaofan also knew that the rules of the imperial family were very strange. If Princess Mo Hen encountered something unexpected, all the servants in Ihua Palace, including the several true Qi realm guards, would all be buried with her. Yun, this place is full of the best quality true Qi spirit stones that you and Uncle Hu talked about. It is indeed a very beautiful ore. Mo Hen smiled sweetly and brought Xiaofan to the door of the hall. 17, I can already feel the fluctuation of true Qi like a surging river. Xiaofan was overjoyed. When the door opened, what came into Xiaofan's eyes was a pile of true Qi spirit stones that almost filled half of the palace. It was like a mountain of treasures that emitted 7 colored rays of light. Good boy. Xiaofan's throat was dry as he walked in. The true acupoints in his body that had dried up all opened and closed, greedily absorbing the spirit light and true Qi. Xiaofan's spirit and aura became excited and full, and his spirit soared to the sky. Yun, these are a part of Mo Hen's dowry. You can take some, but don't take too much, so as to avoid being seen by Father Emperor and Imperial Uncle when you go out. Mo Hen cautiously reminded. Uncle Hu and the others don't dare to take these spirit stones. 17, I have a sense of propriety. The imperial family is really rich. In this room full of true Qi spirit stones, 1/4 of them are the best quality true Qi spirit stones. Although the quality of the rest is a bit inferior, it is still rare. Xiaofan jumped out and took out a piece of the best quality true Qi spirit stones from a pile like a small mountain. He held it in his hand and played with it. The pure true Qi was flowing and the light of treasures seeped out. Princess Mo Hen laughed at herself. Father Emperor said that this time, Mo Hen's marriage to the Eastern Domain is related to the dignity and face of the imperial family, so the dowry cannot be too shabby. A strong sadness was emitted from Mo Hen's body. She said in disappointment and frustration. Yun, Mo Hen is just a tool for Father Emperor to curry favor with the imperial family of a certain empire in the Eastern Domain. Father Emperor often said that the Eastern Domain is prosperous. There is no poverty or disaster there. It is like a paradise on earth, and everywhere is a pure land and paradise. Father Emperor yearns for the Eastern Domain very much. The Eastern Domain is better than the Southern Domain? But it doesn't matter. 17, you don't have to worry. I have touched your dowry. I can't just sit back and watch you become a victim of the imperial family's politics, right? Alright, 17, I'm going to go into seclusion here. Xiaofan's heart itched unbearably. He directly put a piece of true qi spirit stone in his hand into a dried-up true point. Boom! This best quality true qi spirit stone was instantly decomposed into thick and pure true qi and quickly refined into Xiaofan's spirit turtle true qi. Princess Mo Hen sorted out her mood. Alright, Yun, I will go out first. I will leave everything to you. After Princess Mo Hen left, Xiaofan went around to a small mountain of true qi spirit stones and sat cross-legged. He put the best quality true qi spirit stones into the true point like a taotai. The next day at noon, rays of auspicious qi and light lingered on the surface of Xiaofan's body. Under the black cloak, Xiaofan looked like a person in the fairyland. He. Cultivation is indeed inseparable from abundant resources. In the martial Tao, wealth, companions, techniques, and land are all indispensable. Wealth is resources, elixirs, spirit stones, and secret manuals. Companions are fellow cultivators and fellow Taoists. Techniques are the methods to cultivate the martial Tao. Land is the place to cultivate. Wealth is ranked first. It makes a lot of sense. After absorbing several best quality true qi spirit stones, the 9 true points in Xiaofan's body were completely filled with spirit turtle true qi. Lifelike little spirit turtles swam in Xiaofan's true points. They emitted a simple and profound aura. Alright. While there is no shortage of resources, I will cultivate that hornless dragon profound ice great qi to perfection. With a thought, Xiaofan directly used the 9 revolutions divine art. He transferred the spirit turtle true qi that filled up the 9 true acupoints to the virtual true acupoints, and then transferred the profound ice true qi from the virtual true acupoints over. Follow your heart. Xiaofan placed a piece of supreme grade true qi spiritual stone into his true meridian. In an instant, rays of light that were filled with frosty air surrounded the supreme grade true qi spiritual stone. Absorb like a whale. Xiaofan was as still as a mountain. In his mind, various incantations, diagrams, and tricks to cultivate the hornless dragon profound ice great qi appeared. Soon, he entered a meditative state like an old monk. A ferocious hornless dragon grew in Xiaofan's true point. It roared and breathed out icy cold air, as if it wanted to break free and eat people. The sun was shining brightly. A team of soldiers led by a level 1 true qi realm captain patrolled outside Ihua Palace. Sir, this is the 17th princess's palace. Should we go in and search? A physical body realm soldier asked the captain. The captain frowned slightly and thought for a moment. No need. First, Xiaofan can't hide in the palace. He doesn't have the guts. Moreover, with his injuries, he has no chance of entering the impregnable palace. Our search is just for show. Moreover, the 17th princess will be marrying to the eastern region next month. She is of noble birth. How can she be willing to leave her homeland? I heard that the 17th princess has already spoken to the emperor many times, strongly opposing this marriage. However, the emperor has already made up his mind. It's impossible to change it. Now that the marriage is imminent, the 17th princess must be very agitated. Why should we go and provoke her? The 17th princess is not favored by the emperor. Not only has she been banished to the cold palace, but she has also been banished to the eastern region. However, it's easy for her to deal with us. Yes, yes, yes. Don't go to Ihua Palace. If the 17th princess throws a tantrum, we won't be able to bear the consequences. Another physical body realm martial artist said in agreement. Beacon Fire Empire, Imperial Palace. The Golden Throne Hall. The Emperor of Beacon Fire Empire sat on the dragon throne. Below him were the civil and military officials. Reporting to the Emperor. According to the information sent by the imperial family, they have searched half of the Beacon Fire Empire but did not find the slightest trace of Xiaofan. Not even the slightest clue. A general reported. The Emperor fell into deep thought and flicked his nails. Pass down the order. Continue the search. It seems that I have underestimated this young man. He was seriously injured but was still able to hide for half a month. He even avoided the pursuit of the imperial family and all the sects in the world. How many secrets does he have? Your Majesty, could that young man be secretly protected by the Pure Cloud sect and brought back to the Pure Cloud mountain range? A civil official said. I don't think so. The sect master of the Pure Cloud sect has personally promised not to interfere in this matter. The Emperor said indifferently. The sect master of the Pure Cloud sect is an experienced evil hero. He has been unhindered in the world for hundreds of years. He killed the demon race as if they were nothing. Search. If the Beacon Fire Empire can't find anything, then enter the neighboring empires. Whether it's a medium-sized country or a small country, dig 3 feet into the ground to find that young man. If he's alive, I want to see him. If he's dead, I want to see his corpse. The Emperor's dragon face was slightly angry. As you wish. Southern Region. The Blazing Sun Empire, which was next to the Beacon Fire Empire. The empire's power was even stronger than the Beacon Fire Empire. Sun Divine Palace. This Sun Divine Palace was built in a scorching hot volcanic area. On top of a volcano that was spewing blazing lava, there was a huge floating golden palace. The sun shone brightly for tens of thousands of miles. A deity sat above the palace, eternally protecting the Sun Divine Palace. A handsome young man stood at the top of the palace, his face like a statue. His entire body was glowing like the sea, and the sound of hymns could be heard. Behind him, there was a sun that seemed to rule over life and death. It was the Emperor of Japan. Emperor, our men have already infiltrated the Beacon Fire Empire. However, in this half a month, there has been no news of that young man from the Pure Cloud sect. Furthermore, the royal family of the Beacon Fire Empire has sent out all their evil heroes to capture him. A golden-armored soldier reported. Continue to investigate. The Emperor's voice was forceful and domineering, filled with an indescribable confidence and fighting intent. We must capture that young man. He has a huge secret on him. We must capture him. Hong. 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 The volcanoes outside seemed to have sensed the rage and tyranny of the Emperor of Japan, and magma began to spew out in all directions. Pure Cloud Sect. The wind was light, and the clouds were ethereal. Pure Cloud Palace. The sect master was rearing auspicious birds and beasts in the garden. There was no fluctuation of true chi around him, but his aura was like that of an immortal. Sect master, during this period of time, junior brother Xiaofan seemed to have vanished into thin air. The entire Beacon Fire Empire is searching for junior brother Xiaofan. Evil heroes from other empires have also infiltrated the Beacon Fire Empire. Sect master, this disciple is worried that junior brother Xiaofan has already fallen. Otherwise, he wouldn't be able to hide so deeply. Dongfang Qin's face was filled with worry. He's still alive. The sect leader smiled. His celestial appearance was out of this world as he stared into the distant skies. He's truly the most outstanding disciple of our pure cloud sect. This sect is getting more and more optimistic about him. Beacon Fire Empire. Imperial Palace. Ihua Palace. Xiaofan was as still as a mountain, sitting quietly in a side hall filled with true qi spirit stones. At this moment, Xiaofan's entire body was emitting rays of icy light. The air around him was frozen. Countless ice crystals fell to the ground with a rustling sound. The temperature in the side hall plummeted. Outside the side hall, the branches and leaves of some plants and flowers were covered with ice. Roar! All of a sudden, a horned dragon rushed out from Xiaofan's body. The horned dragon's head was the size of a water tank. It was ferocious and terrifying. With a poochie sound, it spat out a mouthful of icy cold air, freezing a large amount of true qi spirit stones. Heh! This horned dragon profound ice spirit qi is much stronger than the spirit turtle spirit qi in terms of attack power. As expected of the evil hero senior brother Dongfang Qin. He obtained a peerless true qi cultivation technique during his adventure. I think if it wasn't for the fear of conflicting true qi, senior brother Dongfang Qin would also cultivate this true qi cultivation technique, right? Ha 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 ha. Xiaofan immediately stood up. Cold air radiated from his body, and heavy snow fell from his head. It was a very artistic scene. P.S. Thank you, brothers. Bow. To be continued. Chapter 104. With an abundance of supreme-grade true qi spirit stones, Xiaofan finally cultivated this technique to a certain level. However, it was not perfect. The reason was that Xiaofan's current realm was still low. He had only opened 9 true meridians. His body could not store too much profound ice true qi. The hornless dragon that was formed was only a few feet long and did not have the power to destroy a country. If he met an ordinary true qi realm cultivator, he could rely on the quality of the technique itself to slightly challenge someone of a higher realm. However, it would be difficult to fight against a sly and cunning monster. Right now, I have to keep trying to open the 10th true meridian and reach the peak of the first level of true qi realm. Then, I will try to break through to the 2nd level of true qi realm. Xiaofan knew what his path should be. However, 2 days later, it would be the day that Princess Mo Hen would leave the Eastern Domain. I must leave the Fire Beacon Empire as soon as possible and even leave the Southern Domain. Otherwise, I will always be stuck in my throat. Xiaofan began to think about all kinds of unexpected situations that might happen on the day of the journey. 2 hours later, Xiaofan left the side hall. Xiaofan's residence. Princess Mo Hen came, and the true qi realm old man with the surname who also came. Xiaofan's entire body and face were covered in a black cloak. Rays of icy light flickered. Yun, we will be setting off in 2 days, Princess Mo Hen said with a worried expression. No matter. We will act according to circumstances. Xiaofan said in a deep voice. That uncle Hu was called Hu Chenghe. He had opened 30 true meridians and was at the peak of the 3rd level of true qi realm. If he could open the 31st true meridian, he would ascend to the 4th level of true qi realm. His mental state and life structure would undergo a transformation. However, it was very difficult. The 31st true meridian was a heavenly moat. Mr. Yun, your injuries have recovered and your power is full. This old man congratulates you. It seems that Mr. Yun cultivates an ice attribute technique. Hu Chenghe said to Xiaofan. Xiaofan knew that this old man was Princess Mo Hen's confidant. Therefore, he was still polite to him. A mere profound ice true qi is not worth mentioning. It is just a small trick of the Jianghu. This time, thanks to the princess's help, I have a day of recovery. I am just a rogue cultivator of the Jianghu. Since the princess recruited me, I will naturally do my best to protect the princess and escort the princess to the eastern domain. Senior Hu. How did you arrange the trip? Now, Xiaofan considered himself to be a loose cultivator that Princess Mo Hen had recruited from the pugilistic world. He stopped hiding and purposely released his hornless dragon mysterious ice true chi to obscure their vision. Hu Chenghe looked deeply at Xiaofan. Soon after, he laughed involuntarily. Mr. Yun, the Empire has recently put out a wanted criminal. This person is the youth from the Pure Rain sect, Xiaohan, and his age is similar to Mr. Yun. If it wasn't for the fact that Mr. Yun's true energy cultivation method is completely different from Xiaohan's, I would definitely misunderstand Mr. Yun. It was Xiaohan. Ha ha ha. Oh. Xiaohan. Xiaohan's heart skipped a beat as he replied in an indifferent tone. A disciple of Pure Cloud sect? Never heard of it. Hu Chenghe had a smile on his face. This person has just risen to prominence in the Pure Rain sect with only a stage 1 Jinqi cultivation, but he has already caused a huge disaster. Mr. Yun had never heard of him. It was said that this person practiced a type of spirit turtle true chi. It was of an ancient style, and he was a bladesman. Forget it. Forget about this person. Mr. Yun, this time Her Highness Princess Mo Hen is on a journey. We, the retainers, will all accompany her. In addition, General Nan Gongyi will personally lead 2,000 elites to escort her along the way. General Nan Gongyi? Xiaohan was stunned. One of the 10 great generals of the Beacon Fire Empire, General Nan Gongyi. He is a stage 4 Jinqi expert and a demon hero. He is the cornerstone and pillar of the empire. He is the emperor's favorite, Hu Chenghe said slowly. Mr. Yun should know that the journey from the southern region to the eastern region is arduous. The journey is long and dangerous. For example, those ferocious mountain bandits and pirates. The most worrisome ones are the evil demon clan. If we, the retainers, were to escort Her Highness, it would be difficult for us to overcome the obstacles and successfully reach the eastern region. Hu Chenghe paused for a moment and sighed. We have watched Her Highness grow up. How could we be willing to let her marry to the eastern region? Sigh, the emperor is really cruel. Nan Gongyi, stage 4 Jinqi, demon hero. Xiaohan murmured, this Nan Gongyi doesn't belong to our camp, does he? Mr. Yun, General Nan Gongyi answers directly to the emperor. Moreover, he is a demon hero. This time, he is fully responsible for escorting Her Highness. Seriously speaking, we all have to listen to his orders. Hu Chenghe said with a hint of dissatisfaction. General Nan Gongyi, on one hand, is an escort, and on the other hand, he is monitoring Her Highness. The entire empire knows that Her Highness is not willing to marry far away. The emperor must be afraid that something will go wrong along the way. He is afraid that we, the retainers, will protect Her Highness and secretly help her escape. This old man has heard that Nan Gongyi has the authority to kill us first and report later. Sigh. I understand. Xiaohan nodded slightly. Senior Hu, who do we have here? Nan Gongyi, you know. The ancestral land of the Beacon Fire Empire is in the prosperous eastern region. To be more precise, the Beacon Fire Empire is a branch of the Heaven-Devouring Empire in the eastern region. Back then, a prince of the Heaven-Devouring Empire led his tribe to the southern region and founded the Beacon Fire Empire. He is my ancestor. This time, I have finally contacted the upper echelons of the Heaven-Devouring Empire. I hope to use this opportunity to return to my ancestral land. Your Majesty. Nan Gongyi hesitated for a moment, but still spoke. Your Majesty, are you really willing to let Princess Mo Hen become a sacrifice? The emperor closed his eyes slightly. When he opened them again, his eyes were bursting with light. To return to my ancestral land, there must be an ancestral sacrifice. Moreover, the heaven-devouring empire still follows the clan rule of a living sacrifice. If I do not send a living sacrifice, how can I show my sincerity? A living sacrifice is the most honorable ceremony, it can even move the ancestors and gods. This time, Mo-hen's marriage is fake. But, Your Majesty, there is no need to use Princess Mo-hen as a sacrifice, right? Wouldn't it be better to choose some good quality commoner girls from within the empire? Is Your Majesty really willing to sacrifice Princess Mo-hen? Nan Gongyi asked doubtfully. Humph. When Mo-hen was born, there was a strange phenomenon in the sky. I asked some powerful experts of the Monster Hero Tower for guidance and actually learned that the birth of this girl will cause the destruction of my empire. If I do not execute her before she is 20 years old, the Fire Beacon Empire will fall apart and be destroyed in a day. My head will also be separated from my body. The Emperor's eyes flashed with fierceness, becoming more and more intense. I would rather betray the world. I cannot let the world betray me. How can I allow a mere Mo-hen to be sacrificed? How can I allow her to overthrow the empire's hegemony? This time, she is the sacrifice. Nan Gongyi, remember, if there is any change along the way, you can execute Mo-hen and bring her head back to see me. As for the ancestral sacrifice, I will think of another way. Perhaps, I will personally bring the sacrifice to the heaven-devouring empire in the eastern region. In short, this time, if everything goes smoothly, Mo-hen will be able to reach the heaven-devouring empire alive and become the supreme sacrifice for the ancestors. That is the best place for her. If there is any change, immediately execute her. This general obeys. Nan Gongyi accepted the order. On the day of departure, I will not go to see her off, lest I get upset. I have allowed Mo-hen to live peacefully for so many years, I have already done my best. The Emperor waved his hand. Nan Gongyi, you go and prepare for the departure. 2 days later, the day of Princess Mo-hen's wedding. The majestic procession set off from the Fire Beacon Empire's palace, winding eastward. There were more than 10 li of people in front and behind. Banners were fluttering, colorful clothes were fluttering, wheels were rolling, and drums were beating. It was the majesty of an emperor marrying off his daughter. Although the current emperor of the Fire Beacon Empire did not come to see her off personally, there were thousands of people accompanying her, including palace maids, musicians, tailors, craftsmen, and guards. The wealth of the dowry was even more dazzling. There were dozens of carriages. In the middle of the huge procession was Princess Mo-hen's carriage, a bronze carriage pulled by 8 flood dragon horses. It was surrounded by Princess Mo-hen's retainers. Xiaofan, dressed in a black cloak, rode a tall and strong flood dragon horse, guarding the left side of the princess carriage. On the right side was Hu Chenghe. There were also Princess Mo-hen's personal guards, true Qi realm martial artists, in front and behind. At the front of the procession was Great General Nan Gongyi, leading 1,000 elites to open the way. At the back of the procession were Nan Gongye's 2 deputy generals, also leading 1,000 elites to bring up the rear. The procession went out of the palace. On the 10 li long street, the common people were cheering. Humph! Nan Gongyi was not riding a flood dragon horse, but a strange beast with the bloodline of an ancient Swanni. It bared its fangs and brandished its claws, looking overbearing. At this time, Nan Gongye's eyes flashed with a mocking expression. Is it very grand? Princess Mo-hen, you probably don't know, but this time you are going to the East Domain. It's not a marriage, but a living sacrifice. You can only blame yourself for having such a bad fate, bringing disaster to my Fire Beacon Empire. And, during this journey, you should behave yourself. If you dare to make any strange movements, this seat will kill first and report later. Suddenly, Nan Gongye's eyes flashed with an evil light. He turned around and glanced at Princess Mo Hen's carriage. His eyes seemed to be brewing something, and he could not help but stick out his tongue. He licked his lower lip. After traveling for several hours, General Nangong. A deputy general rode a flood dragon horse and rushed up from behind. This person was at the second level of the True Qi realm and was one of Nangong Ye's trusted subordinates. General Nangong, this general just patrolled the area. There is a strange person wearing a black cloak in Princess Mo Hen's personal guard. First level of the True Qi realm. N. A strange person wearing a black cloak? Recently, the entire country has been searching for the youth of the Pure Cloud sect, Xiaofan. This youth seems to have vanished from the face of the earth. It should be impossible for him to sneak into the palace and appear in Princess Mo Hen's escort team. Nangong Yi was stunned and immediately flicked his nails. Go and investigate. See what kind of shady person has sneaked into the personal guard of the princess. N. At the same time, intimidate the princess and the people around her, so that they will behave themselves along the way. There won't be any mistakes. Nangong Yi smiled playfully. You should understand this seat's meaning, right? This general understands. The deputy general smiled evilly. This general will let the princess know that once she leaves the palace, her every word and action must be done according to General Nangong's wishes. Whatever princess temper, she should restrain it as soon as possible. Go ahead. Nangong Ye smiled with satisfaction. If I sneak in with so many people, I'm afraid no one will notice me, right? As long as I can fool that Nangong Yi, I will be able to sneak out of the southern region without anyone noticing. Those fellows who are chasing after me should give some face to the royal family of the Beacon Fire Empire, right? Now that the emperor is marrying off his daughter, no one will suspect me. Xiaofan silently pondered. However, along the way, I will wear a cloak and cover my face. It will inevitably arouse Nangong Ye's suspicion. He is a demon hero, it will be difficult to fool him. At this moment, Nangong Ye's deputy general, who was at the second level of the True Qi realm, led more than 10 physical body realm martial artists and galloped to the front of the princess carriage. Princess, please stop. What? What do you mean by this? How dare you stop the princess carriage? Hu Chenghe furrowed his brows and said angrily. The few True Qi realm martial artists beside the princess carriage all changed their expressions. Hung let out a cold snort and looked directly at Xiaofan, who was wrapped in a black cloak. Who are you? I can see that you are not Princess Mo Hen's retainer. Quickly take off your cloak. Impudent. How dare you bully us? Hu Chenghe was already extremely dissatisfied with the princess marrying off to a faraway place. Originally, the princess' personal guards and Nangong Yi did not interfere with each other and coexisted peacefully. Now, Nangong Yi actually sent someone to cause trouble. Hu Chenghe was experienced in the martial world. How could he not know that Nangong Yi wanted to take this opportunity to establish his authority? Nonsense. Hung didn't even look at Hu Chenghe from the corner of his eyes. His eyes were filled with disdain. Recently, the Empire has put out an arrest warrant for a young man from the Pure Rain sect. You are hiding here and there. I'm afraid you are a major suspect. Quickly take off your cloak, or else you will be executed immediately. This is too much. Mr. Yun is a martial artist recruited by the princess. How can you execute him just like that? Where do you think Her Highness is? Hu Chenghe was enraged. Xiaofan was anxious. He might as well throw caution to the wind. He knew that if he gave in and backed off now, he would definitely attract all kinds of suspicions. He might even be exposed. It was better to do the opposite. Who do you think you are? How dare you disturb the carriage of the princess? I will give you a chance now. Get off your horse immediately, kneel down and beg for the princess's forgiveness. Otherwise, I will break your arms and legs. Xiaofan said sternly. Ha 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 ha. Heng and his subordinates burst into laughter as if they had heard the funniest joke in the world. It seems like you really want to die. Then I will fulfill your wish and send you on your way. Xiaofan let out a sinister laugh. Suddenly, a 15 feet long hornless dragon rushed out from his body. With a roar, it froze the heaven and earth. It spat out a mouthful of icy cold air. In an instant, several physical body realm soldiers under Heng's command were frozen into ice dregs and shattered into pieces. Zhang Heng had never imagined that Xiaofan would attack without warning, and that he would be so ruthless. Moreover, he had opened 14 true acupoints in his body, which meant that he was an ordinary martial artist at the second level of the true Qi realm. Even if he was strong, he would not be as strong as the young genius Lu Feng from Mingjian Villa who was defeated by Xiaofan. Ah! In an instant, Heng was caught off guard. His left arm was frozen, and he screamed in fear. The flood dragon horse beneath him had already been frozen into an ice sculpture. He staggered and fell off the horse. He knelt on the ground and shivered. In less than a breath's time, his jet-black hair was covered with frost, and cold air was rising. And, that's right. If you are willing to kneel down and beg for mercy, you can be spared from death. Xiaohan's tone was cold. Hu Chenghe and the others sucked in a breath of cold air and looked at Xiaofan in silence. They thought to themselves, this Mr. Yun is really a fierce person. It is probably the best for him to protect the princess and prevent her from being humiliated. Chapter 105. Xiaofan knew that the journey from the southern mountain range to the eastern mountain range was long and arduous. Wearing a black cloak, he was too eye-catching. It was impossible for him not to be interrogated by Nan Gongyi. Cowering and hiding was not something that could be avoided. It was better to take a risk and fight poison with poison, giving people the impression that he was a wandering cultivator on the run. Therefore, Xiaofan made his move. Filling his 9 true meridians with mysterious ice true qi, he turned it into a hornless dragon and attacked the second-level true qi deputy general, Zhang Heng. Ah! You! Zhang Heng's skin was instantly covered with ice. His left arm was already frozen and trembling. Light surged around his body to resist this powerful icy soul-cold qi. What are you? You dare to attack the princess carriage? You should be beheaded. However, for General Nan Gongye's sake, I will only teach you a small lesson. I will teach you to behave yourself in the future. Xiaofan grinned hideously. Many of Hu Chenghe's and Princess Mo Hen's henchmen now felt happy and relieved, secretly applauding. They also knew that if they did not have a fierce character like Xiaofan, they would inevitably be troubled by Nan Gongye's side along the way. At this moment, boom! 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 Pillars of fire fell from the sky. Fire boiled and lava blossomed. Countless fire crows flew in the sky. Nan Gongyi seemed to have walked out of thin air. His eyes were filled with anger and a tsunami-like pressure covered Xiaofan, Hu Chenghe and the other bodyguards of the princess. General Nan Gong! Zhang Heng cried out in pain. Nan Gongyi looked at Xiaofan fiercely with a murderous aura. A mere first-level true qi cultivator who cultivates mysterious ice true qi dares to be so fierce? Good, very good. The hornless dragon was under Nan Gongye's burning heaven true qi. It continued to melt. Xiaohan's mind moved. The hornless dragon broke down into rays of ice and was absorbed into the true meridians. Looking up, the furious Nan Gongyi operated 35 five-pointed star true meridians. They were like 35 blazing fireballs or 35 volcanoes. Like a raging fire, unstoppable. Nan Gongyi, what are you trying to do? Hu Chenghe looked like he was ready to risk it all. The 30 pentagram true acupoints in his body glowed. It resisted Nangong Ye's heaven-burning pressure. General Nangong Ye, I've been betrothed by Her Highness the Princess. As the saying goes, one should take care of the king's worries and worries. This guy has no respect for his superiors. Since you offended your superiors and offended the princess, I will naturally teach you a lesson. What's wrong with that? Xiaofan said casually. In reality, Xiaofan had resisted most of the pressure released by Nangong Yi. His entire body was boiling as if he was about to combust. If it wasn't for the indestructible golden body swallowing the hot air continuously, Xiaofan would have already exploded. Nangong Yi is indeed a hero. His battle prowess was unparalleled, and he had the ability to instantly kill an ordinary Jinqi realm martial artist of the same level. Now that he had provoked him, things would not be good. However, I can only walk as I see fit, Xiaofan thought to himself. Injuring my subordinates is a heinous crime. Unforgivable. Nangong Ye's expression was cold. He slowly reached out with his right hand and condensed the great true qi of the burning heaven into a furnace that was a few acres in size. The surface of the furnace was engraved with ancient inscriptions. The ancestors worshipped the fire god. At that moment, the blazing sun and the golden spears descended from the sky, trying to burn Xiaofan into ashes. You want to kill me? It's not that easy. The frost nightmare dragon once again rushed out of Xiaofan's body. It roared and continuously spat out icy soul frost. Pfft! Suddenly, a crisp sound came from Xiaofan's body. It was the sound of a butterfly breaking out of a cocoon. It also sounded like an egg inside his body had cracked. Under the immense pressure from Nangong Yi, Xiaofan had actually opened the 10th acupoint and reached the peak of Jinqi Stage 1. At the same time, the few broken seals around the demon egg in Xiaofan's heart were triggered at the same time. They exploded into a dense cocoon of martial arts light. It was a spectacular sight. I have no choice but to fight. Once the acupoint was opened, Xiaofan's fighting spirit and fighting intent skyrocketed. He was about to forcibly burn his true qi to increase his strength and fight with Nangong Yi with the dragon's face fury. The demon monarch palm tattoo on his left arm was ready. He could activate the innate demon technique of the North Profound Demon Emperor's crystal at any time. However, once he used it, Xiaofan's secret would be exposed. He would instantly become the target of everyone and be chased endlessly. At that moment, General Nangong Yi, Princess Mo Hen's voice sounded. She slowly lifted the brocade curtain and gracefully stepped out. She looked up at Nangong Yi in the void. General, are you going to bully Mo Hen the moment she left the imperial city? Mr. Yun protected Mo Hen and fought with the general's subordinates. Is it wrong for Mr. Yun to protect Mo Hen? Oh. Nangong Ye's eyes were deeply focused on Princess Mo Hen's otherworldly appearance and alluring figure. His eyes flashed with a touch of lust and he immediately sneered. I did not deliberately make things difficult for Her Highness. It is a long journey to the eastern domain. It is difficult to guarantee that nothing will go wrong. I was entrusted by the Emperor to protect the princess, so I naturally have to be careful. Humph. Her Highness, the rogue cultivator you recruited is really a desperate man. I am afraid that he will harm Her Highness. Because I will eradicate him for Her Highness. To avoid future troubles. General Nangong Yi, Mr. Yun will not hurt Mo Hen. I ask Mr. Nangong Yi not to speculate, Mo Hen said coldly. Nangong Yi. Let's mind our own business. Mr. Yun was hired by the princess. It is not your turn to intervene and deal with him. If Mr. Yun is wrong, the princess will naturally rule. Hu Chenghe was furious. Princess Mo Hen's henchmen were also dissatisfied with the princess's marriage. Obviously, Princess Mo Hen's henchmen were dissatisfied with the princess's marriage. Now Nangong Ye's strength directly caused the henchmen to rebel. It completely aroused public indignation. The atmosphere became tense. The welcoming team suddenly stagnated. It was a mess. Nangong Yi took a deep look at Imohen, and his eyes flashed with endless ridicule. "Alright, Your Highness, I'll let it go this time. However, you need to control the loose cultivator you recruit. Next time, he will not be so lucky." Humph. Nangong Yi fiercely glanced at Xiaofan. She wrapped around him and left with Zhongheng. "Mr. Yun, thank you for protecting Imohen just now," Princess Imohen said to Xiaofan. "It's nothing." Xiaofan smiled faintly. "Damn it, this Nangong Yi will not let it go. On the way, he will find a chance to kill me. But I, Xiaofan, am not a person who will stretch my neck to be killed." Xiaofan stuck out his tongue and licked his lips. Then, he calmly took out a few pieces of true Qi spirit stones from his storage ring. Put them into the true acupoints, decomposed and absorbed. This time, Xiaofan had already stuffed 2 storage rings full of true Qi spirit stones, which could replenish his true Qi at any time. "I need to hurry and improve my strength. Otherwise, I will be in danger of dying at any moment." At the same time, Xiaohan's mind completely calmed down. He silently visualized the peak of the first stage of true Qi. The martial arts light cocoon was triggered from the broken seal. The 41st to 50th movement of the indestructible golden body. The 5th movement of the Son of Heaven's fist. Death of the monarch, the 3rd movement of the 7-fragment blade technique. Fragmented intent, however, the 4th seal that was broken, the seal that had traces of the 9 revolutions divine art, did not trigger the 2nd revolution of the 9 revolutions divine art. Xiaofan knew that he was in a precarious situation. He immediately concentrated on visualizing and cultivating. At this time, the welcoming team entered the forest. Looking from afar, one could see a mountain range that looked like a jade dragon. Clouds were steaming and the air was misty. It was like a paradise of immortals. "This is the Purity Mountain Range." Hu Chenghe introduced to a true Qi realm guard beside him, one of the top 5 sects of our Beacon Fire Empire. This was the place where the sect was established. This purity sect has stood for 10,000 years and has produced countless heroes. It is no small matter. Xiaohan's body trembled slightly. He stared at the Purity Mountain Range and muttered in his heart. Purity sect. I, Xiaofan, am fleeing this time because I don't want the sect to be surrounded and harassed by various forces. But one day, I, Xiaofan, will come back alive. Purity sect. Palace. Sect Master. Today, a princess of Beacon Fire Empire is getting married and is passing through the Purity Mountain Range. The one escorting the princess is a hero of the imperial family, Nangong Yi. Dongfang Qin reported to the sect master. The sect master put his hands behind his back and stood at the peak of the mountain. His clothes fluttered in the wind as he stared into the distance. Suddenly, the corner of his mouth pulled into an elegant smile and said indifferently, "What does the emperor marrying off his daughter have to do with us?" "Yes, sect master." Dongfang Qin hesitated for a moment before replying. "Sect master, there is still no news of junior brother Xiaohan. I can confirm that he is still alive," the sect master said mysteriously. At the front of the welcoming team, Nangong Ye's face was filled with hostility as he rode on his strange beast. Behind Nangong Yi, a few deputy generals had murderous looks on their faces. Zhang Heng's left arm was already shattered and his face was pale. His eyes were filled with hatred and resentment as he gnashed his teeth and said, "General Nangong, I beg you to uphold justice for me and kill that evil Jiang who guessed." "Humph. We just left the imperial city and you want me to start a massacre? Kill all of Princess Mo Hen's servants?" Nangong Yi said unhappily. "No, that's not what I mean. However, I will not rest until that evil man is dead. Zhang Heng said with deep hatred. Zhang Heng, don't worry. That guy will die without a complete corpse. Nangong Ye's mouth slightly twitched. There is still a long way to go to the eastern region. I can make my move at any time. Zhang Heng, you don't have to rush. You should at least leave the Beacon Fire Empire's territory before making your move. Humph. I can kill all the trash around the princess like slaughtering pigs and dogs. His heart was filled with endless lust, and he thought, even Princess Mo Hen can be killed. However, before I kill her. He. Nangong Ye's eyes were filled with lust and filthy thoughts. General Nangong, after injuring Zhang Heng, that evil man is covered in a black cloak and doesn't dare to show his face, another deputy general said doubtfully. General, is that evil man related to the youth of the Cloud sect, Xiaofan, who is wanted by the entire country recently? That's impossible, Nangong Yi said without hesitation. It said that the youth Xiaofan cultivates the spirit turtle true qi. He had a fortuitous encounter and was imbued with it. However, that independent cultivator cultivates the ice attribute cultivation method, which is clearly different from the spirit turtle true qi. It's impossible for regular cultivators to cultivate two true qi cultivation methods of completely different attributes. Otherwise, their bodies will explode and they will die without a complete corpse. Moreover, if that independent cultivator was Xiaohan, would he dare to cause trouble? Wouldn't that be suicide? Yes, General is right. The deputy generals nodded. Alright, let's hurry. Nangong Yi looked at the direction of the Cloud sect and the Cloud Palace in fear. There's a great figure in the Cloud sect spying on us. It makes me feel uneasy. There's no need to worry, General. The Cloud sect doesn't dare to provoke the Imperial family. Although the Cloud sect is one of the 5 great sects in the Empire, it's much weaker than the Imperial family, one of the deputy generals said boldly. Idiot. Nangong Yi cursed. If you knew the ranking of the current sect master of the Cloud sect on the demon ranking, you wouldn't say such ignorant things. Whatever, you won't understand the world of the demon ranking and the world of the strong. Let's hurry. Chapter 106. The escort team meandered towards the east. They traveled for 5 days. They finally left the Fire Beacon Empire and arrived at an uninhabited wilderness. This was the border between the Fire Beacon Empire and the Blazing Sun Empire, a buffer zone. The mountains were fertile, dotted with a few scattered villages. The mountains were tall and the forests were dense. Clear streams flowed through, withered vines accompanied old trees, and wild beasts roamed about. In these 5 days of traveling, Princess Mo Hen's retainers and Nangong Ye's army lived in harmony. Well water did not interfere with river water. But in the peace, danger was brewing. It was like the eve of a storm. In these few days, Xiaohan only focused on cultivating and kept a low profile. He even hid in a large carriage and was completely alone. However, in these days, Xiaohan discovered that several groups of true Qi realm martial artists had come to investigate. Fortunately, Nangong Yi dealt with them. And Xiaohan's disguise was very good. There were no flaws to be found. In a large carriage, black curtains blocked the light, causing Xiaohan to be in complete darkness. Xiaohan sat cross-legged, silently circulating his Xian Qi. At this time, every pore on Xiaohan's body was flashing with golden light. Below his skin, there was a surging sound like a tide. His eyelids lifted slightly, and his eyes emitted the feeling of a blazing sun. Repeatedly visualizing the 41st to 50th movement of the indestructible golden body has greatly nourished my flesh. Moreover, the more I practice this indestructible golden body, the more mystical it becomes. Xiaohan's thoughts flashed. The 41st to 50th movements of the indestructible golden body are much more complicated and profound than the previous 40 movements. There are many obstacles when visualizing them. However, once I've mastered them, the bones in my body actually show signs of transforming into golden bones. Xiaofan looked inside himself. He discovered that the flawless bones in his body that seemed to be carved out of white jade were actually glowing with a golden color. It was as if they were plated with a layer of golden powder, shining brightly. Moreover, on the surface of the golden bones, there were some indistinct bone runes. Every time he visualized the movements of the indestructible golden body, the golden color of the bones became a bit deeper and the bone runes became a bit deeper. Now, the 100 movements of the indestructible golden body have been practiced halfway. Even the bones are gradually changing. Those bone runes. I can vaguely understand what's so special about it. When the flesh shell is attacked by the enemy, it directly absorbs a portion of the enemy's strength and transforms it into its own flesh shell strength. Xiaofan nodded slightly. Senior brother Fang once said that it was impossible for a mortal's body to possess too much power, or it would explode. For most people, a few hundred cauldrons of force was their limit when tempering their physical body. There would be no more breakthroughs. At that time, he would try to break through the acupoints and cultivate his true qi. However, I have refined the indestructible golden body to this place. His flesh shell already far exceeded that of an ordinary person, comparable to a savage beast. His bones turned golden, producing profound and mystical bone texts. Breaking the shackles would allow his body to be tempered into an even more tyrannical strength. Don't worry about your body exploding. Wang golden bone runes appeared one after another. Under Xiaohan's will, it appeared on his skin, overflowing with light and vibrant colors. It was dazzling and had an ancient feel to it, making Xiaofan look like an ancient golden god. It was no small matter. From now on, as long as I persevere in cultivating the indestructible golden body and activate the golden bone runes when I'm attacked by the enemy, the strength of my physical body would increase without end. Of course, if I were to bear too much power all at once, would also turn into ashes. Son of Heaven's Divine Fist 5th Form, Monarch wants your minister to die. Son of Heaven's Divine Fist, emphasis on momentum and not on technique. This move, Monarch wants your minister to die, is also a kind of momentum. It is a kind of tyrannical momentum that looks down on the world. The essence of this move is that a punch will greatly weaken the opponent's defense. It will disintegrate the opponent's fighting spirit and even cause the opponent to hallucinate. If the monarch wants his minister to die, the minister has no choice but to die. As for the 7-fragment saber art's 3rd form, intent shattering form, it is a little difficult to comprehend. This form can only be practiced by a saber user who has comprehended the saber intent. Moreover, this form is not simple. It is a saber intent that shatters oneself. It has a kind of concept from having a saber to not having a saber. When the saber intent shatters and is reborn, what will be born? Xiaofan was temporarily unable to comprehend the intent-shattering form. Moreover, being in this state, he did not dare to reveal any traces of being a saber user. He also did not dare to release his saber intent and shatter the saber intent. I have already grasped the doorway to the first 50 moves of the indestructible golden body and the 5th form of the Son of Heaven's Divine Fist. Monarch wants your minister to die. However, the intent-shattering form still requires a period of time to slowly comprehend. One step at a time, haste makes waste. In addition, my true qi cultivation has already reached the peak of the 1st level and opened 10 meridians. Right now, I need to work hard to open the 11th true meridian and reach the 2nd level of true qi. However, the 11th true meridian is a bottleneck. It cannot be easily opened. However, once it is opened, it will be a great path. Xiaofan opened the curtain and jumped out of the carriage. He turned around and mounted a dragon horse, still wearing a black cloak. Mr. Yun, we are currently at the border between the Beacon Fire Empire and the Blazing Sun Empire. In a few days, we will be able to enter the territory of the Blazing Sun Empire. Hu Chenghe smiled and said to Xiaofan. Xiaofan had risked his life to stand up for Princess Mo Hen, injuring Nangong Ye's Deputy General Zhang Heng. This caused all of Princess Mo Hen's retainers to admire Xiaofan. Now, they completely regarded Xiaofan as one of their own. The Blazing Sun Empire? Xiaofan was surprised. Yes, the Blazing Sun Empire, one of the 7 great empires of the southern domain. It has a population of over 20 billion, and its national strength is several times greater than the Beacon Fire Empire. Hu Chenghe said in a low voice. Mr. Yun, although this old man is not a fiend hero, I have heard that the number of fiends in the Blazing Sun Empire is several times that of the Beacon Fire Empire. According to ancient legends, below the group of immortals are the fiends, and below the fiends are all living beings. Although this old man has never seen an immortal, and does not know if there are any immortals in this world who cannot die, the fiends are indeed the most tyrannical existences in the Zhenwu continent. To put it simply, how to evaluate the strength of a sect, or even a country, is to look at the number of fiends in that sect or country. Yes, Senior Hu, the Blazing Sun Empire has many fiends, right? Xiaofan said with a smile. Yes, not only are there a lot of them, but there are also many outstanding fiends. For example, the famous Great Sun Emperor, Dragon Bone Saint Blade, one-page golden book, and so on. All of them are supreme experts who dominate a region. Killing the fiends is as easy as drinking water and eating rice. Hu Chenghe said with a face full of admiration. Then, he pouted at the front of the group with an indignant expression and said in a low voice. Although Nangong Yi is also a fiend, he is a second-rate fiend. He only knows how to act like a tyrant in a small place like the Beacon Fire Empire. He is not even ranked on the Fiend Hero ranking. The Great Sun Emperor and the Dragon Bone Saint Blade are in the Blazing Sun Empire? Xiaohan's heart twitched slightly. These were all invincible figures who swore to kill Xiaofan. Xiaofan had seen the Great Sun Emperor once in the Western Domain. Later on, he had seen him a second time in the Setting Sun Mountain Range when they surrounded the North Mystic Demon Emperor and fought against Demon Emperor Qinglin. He was indeed a supreme expert with the dignity of a god. His combat power surpassed that of senior brother Fang Ling and senior brother Dongfang Qin. Mr. Yun, there's no need to worry. Although the Blazing Sun Empire is powerful and prosperous, it's not to the extent of making it difficult for Her Highness Princess Mo Hen's wedding procession. When Hu Chenghe heard Xiaohan's tone change, he promptly consoled him. The long snake-like welcoming team arrived at a mountain range in the distance. Dozens of sneaky men were crouching on a hill. Holding his breath and focusing his energy, he stared fixedly at the welcoming party. His eyes were filled with greed and passion. Brothers, it's the wedding procession of the Beacon Fire Empire's princess. TSK, even from 100 miles away, I can still feel the pure waves of true qi. It was a top-grade true qi spirit stone. A top-grade true qi spirit stone without any impurities. A bearded man swallowed his saliva. Another pointy-faced man pointed with his finger. According to my experience, there are at least 10 large chariots. It's filled with high-quality true qi spirit stones. It was a woman in her 30s. She was extremely beautiful and charming, but she had a pair of triangular eyes. It was very unappetizing. TSK. The marriage of the Beacon Fire Empire's princess is naturally grand. The dowry is frighteningly plentiful. Another short man with an extremely valiant expression said. The Beacon Fire Empire has been in the southern region for countless years. Their foundation is more abundant than many large sections. Wouldn't it be a great loss of face if the dowry of the princess is not enough? Apart from the top-grade true qi spirit stones, the other dowry also makes people envious. Medicinal herbs, jewelry, pills, which one of them isn't priceless? TSK. Look at those servant girls. Each of them is so beautiful. Wow. I'm afraid those servant girls are not even 16 years old. They are so tender. I'm dying of greed. A white-clothed young man's eyes glowed with golden light as he swallowed his saliva. There's no need to say anything about the princess. She must be as beautiful as a fairy. Otherwise, let's do it. I don't want spirit stones, medicinal herbs, or pills. I only want the princess and those beautiful little servant girls. De Shimao, shut up. Don't stop when you see a woman. The news of the Beacon Fire Empire's princess marrying far away had spread like wildfire in the southern region. How many people were eyeing the princess dowry? But who would dare to do it? Let me tell you, the one escorting the princess this time is a hero from the Beacon Fire Empire's imperial family, Nangongyi. This person cultivates the grand true energy of burning heaven and is extremely powerful. With a wave of his hand, he can burn mountains and boil seas. You can't afford to offend him, otherwise, you won't even know how you died. An old man glared at them. TSK. He is at the True Qi realm. We are also at the True Qi realm. We don't have to be afraid of him. That Nangongyi is only at the 4th level of True Qi. Even though our cultivation is slightly weaker, if we attack together, we might not lose to him. The triangular-eyed girl mumbled. So many top-grade True Qi spirit stones and pills are enough for us to cultivate for years. What we, the rogue cultivators of the Jianhu, lack is true energy spiritual stones. Third Lady Gongsun, I think you have been blinded by lard. Below the group of immortals is the demon hero, and below the demon hero are all living beings. They are all at the True Qi realm, but the strongest demon hero can instantly kill those at the same level. The old man said in a deep voice. Do you know what a demon hero is? You've never seen one before, right? Let me tell you, every fiend hero is selected from the top figures in the realm of True Qi. They are bloodthirsty and full of battle intent. They are all geniuses. Even when facing the demon race, the demon hero can fight without batting an eyelid. Can you do that? Yes, I heard that the demon hero cultivates the strongest True Qi. They can go to ancient countries, secret realms, and search for treasures that ordinary martial artists are not qualified to enter. Moreover, the mortality rate of the demon hero trials is very high. Those who survive and become demon heroes are all top figures. I think we shouldn't have any crooked ideas. True Qi spirit stones and pills may be good, but we need to be alive to enjoy them. The short man with a fierce expression sighed helplessly. No. We are the top bandits in the entire southern mountain range. Even the armies of some middle-sized countries turn pale at the mention of us and flee at the sight of us. Now that we see a fat sheep passing by us, we can't just stand by and do nothing. The bearded man said fiercely. The man in white, De Shimao, also pounded his chest and stamped his feet. No. I must have sex with Her Royal Highness. We can be husband and wife. Then my life will not be in vain. Even if I can't get Her Royal Highness. It will be great to get a few pretty maids to play with. I have never played with a beauty in the palace in my life. How dare you? De Shimao, you are so lustful. You should restrain yourself. Didn't you kidnap a princess of the Prairie Fire Nation and ravaged her for 7 days and 7 nights before you let it go? The old man scolded. The Prairie Fire Nation is just a small country in the southern mountain range. It can't be compared to a giant like the Beacon Fire Empire. The princess of the Prairie Fire Nation is in the Beacon Fire Empire. At most, she is the daughter of a rich family. She is not even fit to carry the shoes of the princess of the Beacon Fire Empire. De Shimao said anxiously. All right. The first master will make the decision. The old man waved his hand. The first master participated in the demon hero trials. Although he did not become a demon hero in the end, he survived. To be able to survive the cruel demon hero trials. That is something to be proud of. Yes. The first master was also a talented genius back then. He may not be afraid of Nangong Yi. As long as we eat this fat sheep, we won't have to do business for a few years. Princess Mo Hen's escort team. At the front. Nangong Ye's lips curled into a mocking and disdainful sneer. He rode on his strange beast. A few true Qi realm generals came over on their horses. General Nangong, I can feel it. There seems to be someone spying on us in this barren mountain range. A third-level true Qi realm general said in a low voice. In this world, there are always some very stupid people. Nangong Yi raised his eyebrows. This is the border between the Beacon Fire Empire and the Blazing Sun Empire. I have long heard that there are some bandit groups lying in wait here. However, their existence can act as a buffer between the Beacon Fire Empire and the Blazing Sun Empire. That is why the two empires have not sent troops to eliminate them. As he spoke, Nangong Ye's eyes narrowed. When he opened his eyes, they shone with a bloodthirsty and violent fighting spirit. It is too monotonous and boring to travel like this. I need something to relieve my boredom. Bandits. Although killing bandits is not as satisfying as killing demons, but I like the pleasant sound when I burn my enemies. After saying this, Nangong Yi showed an indescribable excitement and eagerness. His expression was extremely ferocious. If those bandits don't dare to attack, then so be it. But if they do, I will torture and kill them all. A few of the generals showed slight fear in their eyes. They thought to themselves, General Nangong is indeed a demon hero. He is completely fearless in the face of danger. He even wants the enemy to attack. He is too murderous. One of the generals was a little cautious and smiled awkwardly. General Nangong. I wonder if there is a demon hero among the bandits. If there is, then it will be a little troublesome. Ha ha ha. Nangong Yi laughed. How can a demon hero become a bandit? The so-called mountain bandits were all unorthodox loose cultivators of the Jianghu and dregs who had betrayed their sections. The most outstanding among them might be able to step into the realm of Jinshi, but the Jinshi cultivation methods they cultivated were all trash. I can torture and kill hundreds of bandits of the same level with just one hand. After a burst of laughter, Nangong Yi looked towards Princess Mo Hen's carriage and said in a barely audible voice. Your Highness, live a few more days. Once we leave the Blazing Sun Empire, I will let you die in endless happiness. I will let you have a taste of being a woman before you die. Ha 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 ha. In this vast wilderness area. In the middle of the mountains. An extremely well-hidden stronghold was built on top of a canyon. The terrain was dangerous, easy to defend and hard to attack. Thousands of physical body realm martial artists guarded every corner of the stronghold. In the stronghold, there were also hundreds of strong dragon horses. In the center of the stronghold, there was a wooden pavilion. Inside the pavilion, there was a dazzling array of jewels and jadeite stones. On the wooden shelves, there were all kinds of pills in small bottles. A few large chests emitted true Qi waves. It was obvious that they were filled with true Qi spirit stones. A bald man was sitting on a large chair made of animal skin, like a crouching tiger or a coiled dragon. This bald man was missing an eye. His remaining eye emitted a cold light like that of a primordial python, sinister and cunning. The true Qi in his body surged like a great river. From the true acupoints in his body, a sparkling river rushed out. A giant true Qi python floated up and down in the river. The snake's eyes were like copper bells, quietly observing the surroundings. A middle-aged man dressed like a scholar said with a smile, "First Master, the Beacon Fire Empire's princess has appeared in this wasteland. In about 3 days, they will enter the Blazing Sun Empire's territory." There were sword chi waves on his body. The air around his body twisted and rippled. Yes, the Beacon Fire Empire, that is a colossus. The bald man's voice was extremely hoarse, like the noise of a crow. Yes, the one escorting the princess this time is a demon hero, Nangong Yi. First Master, you have participated in the demon hero selection competition before. You should know the battle strength of a demon hero. This time, I'm afraid we can only watch as the fat sheep slip away. The scholar shook his head with slight regret. Although there are more than 10 brothers in the true Chi realm in the stronghold, to put it bluntly, they are just a motley crew. If they encounter a demon hero, they will be instantly killed. Demon Hero Selection Competition. The bald man's only eye suddenly revealed an expression of fear and lingering fear. The corner of his eye twitched crazily. Yes. I have participated in the Demon Hero Selection Competition. It was really difficult. I almost lost my life and was consigned to eternal damnation. This eye of mine was destroyed in that terrifying selection competition. However, the princess's dowry. I am very interested in it. What I am more interested in is that demon hero. The bald man stuck out his extremely long tongue and swept his lower lip. His only eye emitted a gloomy light, revealing endless greed and selflessness. First Master, you covet the demon hero, what kind of logic is this? The scholar was uncertain. Pfft, the bald man burst into laughter. He patted the position of one of the true acupuncture points on his body. You are really too stupid. Do you think that the most precious wealth in the princess's wedding procession is the dowry? Ha 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 ha. Let me tell you, every demon hero is a huge treasure trove. As long as the demon hero is killed, countless secret treasures will burst out from their true acupuncture points. There is even a possibility of obtaining a peerless secret technique. Ha 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 ha. Of course, this matter cannot be done by force. I will think of a small way. P.S. Today, I originally planned to update about 3 chapters with 3,000 words per page. However, I encountered some matters in the afternoon and didn't have time to write. Therefore, I can only continue to update 2 chapters. The second chapter has 5,000 words. From tomorrow onwards, I will strive to maintain 3,000 words per page and strive to update 3 times. Work hard. Give me a few monthly tickets. You're tuning into the Xiaofan's Wuxia Tales YouTube channel. Don't forget to subscribe and join us on this journey to catch the most captivating stories.